probably handicapped on his beating of the committee, who he beat quite easily, and the committee came out and was second at Cheltenham. And it's usually the championship races and the premier race for novices over 3 mile is the Sun Alliance at Cheltenham, and it's from that form with the committee that the handicap has probably taken his assessment.
Good jockey, Charlie Swan, very, very stylish former flat jockey. Another one with a chance, number 11. This will be an outsider-ish. New Halen, you saw him run so well in the Mackerson last week, but will he get this trip, Skew?
I think he will. I think this is the live outsider of the field. He won't like it with Mr. Frisk bouncing along upsides him. It'll be interesting to see who gets the inside. They'll be both trying to con each other to get to the inside, and the first couple of jumps will be all important, because if Mr. Frisk starts standing off outside the wings and getting this horse disappointed, it won't help him. So it'll all be to play for over the first 3.
And he's come in 4 points from 20s to 16, so a lot of people sharing your views there. Good each way shot. New Halen, Eamon Tierney in the saddle. And number 4, Durham Edition. Well, he deserves to win a big race. I mean, he's been second in 2 nationals. He's run so well in the Whitbread. He must be fed up of following Mr. Frisk around.
Yes, I think this would be one of the 3 that I would have tried to ride in the race. He didn't run so well at Wetherby behind Celtic Shot, but I had a chat to his jockey afterwards, Mr. Keith Johnson, and he was very pleased with the way he ran, and he must have a live chance. He's been just given a little bit of a chance with Mr. Frisk now at the weights, and it would be he'd get a great reception if he did win.
Certainly, and Alan Merrigan, who's had so much bad luck with injuries, great big tall jockey, almost as big as Patrick Worrell, be a great fillip for him. Number 5 is Seagram, not a very big horse there in the middle, and this one who's only had 2 runs and looks slightly in need of them both times.
Yes, Mr. Barron's, as he's proven, knows how to get a horse ready to win this race. It would be interesting to see if the £5 penalty defeated Sam Da Vinci, and this horse has escaped with a penalty, and as I say, Mr. Barron's knows what he's doing, and this horse is running without a penalty, which might help him.
Well, Hennessy nearly under. Let's go with Julian.
They've got 21 fences to jump in this great race, and the starter urging them to hold back, stay where they are. At this new start for the Hennessy, just a little bit round the bend, and the flag goes up, the tapes go up, and they're on their way for the 34th running of the Hennessy Cognac Gold Cup, and straight away it's the Grand National and Whitbread winner, Mr. Frisk, who storms into the lead and jumps the first clear, but already moving up to join him as predicted, Arctic Call. Mr. Frisk and Arctic Call. In 3rd place is Master Bob. 4th is Ace of Spies. Then Seagram and Von Chardek behind those. Von Chardek lying up much closer than many thought he would. Then Kerr Villahau and Sam Da Vinci. Behind those is Man of Magic. On the outside is Handy Trick. On the back marker at this point is Wigtown Bay as they jump the 3rd, and Mr. Frisk leads over it. Mr. Frisk from Article on the inside, Master Bob on the outside, Von Chardek's behind those with Ace of Spies, then Seagram on the inside, then Handy Trick and Sam Da Vinci and Kerr Villahau as they jump the 4th fence. And all over that with Wigtown Bay still the back marker, and Man of Magic just in front of him. Racing down to the last on the far side, and it's Mr. Frisk. Mr. Frisk from Arctic Bay on the inside. Master Bob towards the outside. Arctic Call, I should say. Mr. Frisk from the blinkered Arctic Call. Von Chardek much closer than anyone would have anticipated in those orange and yellow colours, but on the outside in 3rd is Master Bob. Behind those come Ace of Spies on the outside of Seagram, and then Handy Trick as they race round the top end of the course, with Mr. Frisk making it, but by just half a length from Master Bob in 2nd. Von Chardek is 3rd. Arctic Call has dropped back to 4th place. Ace of Spies is on the outside of Handy Trick as they jump the 6th. Mr. Frisk and Master Bob within half a length of one another over that. Arctic Call is 3rd. Von Chardek is 4th. Ace of Spies is 5th. Then Handy Trick and Durham Edition. Then Seagram. Seagram has lost a little bit of ground. Then New Halen, who's making ground from the back of the field. And the back marker at this point is Man of Magic as they sweep round into the straight. This will be the 7th, and Mr. Frisk leads into it. From Master Bob on this side, the other blinkered runner, Arctic Call, is 3rd on the inside, then Von Chardek, Durham Edition lying up in a good position, then Ace of Spies, then Handy Trick behind that, and New Halen and Seagram as they race down towards the 2nd open ditch, with Mr. Frisk, the leader over it. Master Bob's over in second and third, and the faller at the back of the field is Wigtown Bay. Wigtown Bay, the only faller on the 13 in the Hennessy so far, as they jump the 9th fence with Mr. Frisk over it by half a length from Master Bob on the outside. Arctic Call is third in the inner. Durham Edition is lying up well in fourth, then Fonchardic, then Handy Trick on the inside, and Ace of Spies in the check colours, then New Halen and Seagram and Sam Da Vinci as they jump the 10th. And over that, Master Bob and Mr. Frisk racing together. Arctic Call is third, then Ace of Spies and Fonchardic and Durham Edition, then New Halen and Handy Trick and Sam Da Vinci and Master Man of Magic. Then the last two are Kerr Villahow and Seagram, who's dropped back to last as the leaders jump the water, with Arctic Call and Master Bob disputing the lead from Mr. Frisk, who dropped back to third there. Durham Edition is fourth, then Ace of Spies and Handy Trick and Fonchardic. On the outside of Fonchardic is Sam Da Vinci, then New Halen and Man of Magic, then Kerr Villahow, and the back marker now is Seagram. And Peter, how do you feel it's going?
They haven't gone quite as quick as I thought they might have, which obviously Marcus is trying to slow the race down a little bit because of the weight he's got. He'll start to try and get his jumping to tell down the back here now if he can on Mr. Frisk, so he's using his energy up jumping, not galloping, so he's saving a little bit if he can. They're just, as you can see, they're all beginning to get spread out a little bit. New Halen, I thought, would have stayed up nearer the pace, but he's given him a chance to get the trip. Durham Edition looks to be going very well and must be very happy with the position he's in. I think from there, he just looked to make a little bit of a mistake, actually. I would be quite happy sat on Durham Edition.
Arctic Call, who has the call from Mr. Frisk in second. Then Master Bob, who's still right up there with Durham Edition. Then New Halen, who's making good ground. And Arctic Call made a bad mistake in the lead, but he's recovered from it. And Arctic Call still leads at the 6th last from Mr. Frisk and Durham Edition. New Halen in the inside of Handy Trick. Master Bob's lost a little bit of ground. And Seagram, the back marker, as they race up towards the top turn. Vonchardic's the other one who's lost a fair bit of ground, and it's Arctic Call pressed by Mr. Frisk. Durham Edition going smoothly in third. Master Bob still there on the outside. Man of Magic's made a bit of ground from the back. Then New Halen, and then Ace of Spies, who's still there, and Handy Trick. But Vonchardic has lost his place as they sweep round the top turn and face up to the 5th last, the cross fence. Arctic Call by a length from Master Bob, who goes back into second. Mr. Frisk is third. Man of Magic going smoothly into 4th place in front of Durham Edition as they jump that. Then Ace of Spies in 6th. Then New Halen and Handy Trick and Sam Da Vinci, who's under pressure. And Vonchardic has dropped back to last of those still on their feet as Arctic Call leads the field into the straight of the Hennessy Cognac Gold Cup for the last time. Arctic Call with a lead of 2 or 3 lengths from Master Bob in second. Man of Magic getting closer all the time. New Halen's battling his way back into contention as they jump the first in the straight. And a mistake there by Arctic Call, but he's got away with it. In second now is Man of Magic. Running on in third is Master Bob. New Halen's running on from the back, and Ace of Spies is still there as they jump the last ditch, the 3rd last. And Arctic Call's over it clear. Man of Magic's looking tired now. Master Bob's running on in 2nd place. New Halen runs on into 3rd. Ace of Spies is still there as they jump the 3rd last in the Hennessy. And over that, it was Arctic Call. Arctic Call still with a call from Master Bob running on. New Halen moves into 3rd, then Man of Magic and Sam Da Vinci as they run down to the last in the Hennessy. And over it, Arctic Call pressed by Master Bob. Master Bob coming with a terrific run on the stand side, but it's Arctic Call holding on. Arctic Call with 100 yards to go in the Hennessy. Arctic Call goes away to win the Hennessy Cognac Gold Cup. Arctic Call is the winner. Master Bob is second. Kev Villahow ran on to be third. Then Sam Da Vinci and New Halen and Man of Magic and Ace of Spies and Vonchardic, who ran on. A disappointing Vonchardic with the field going back to a tired Durham Edition, who was last. So the result of the 34th running of the Hennessy Cognac Gold Cup. A win for number 6, Arctic Call, earned by Mr. B.T. Stuart Brown, trained by Oliver Sherwood and ridden by Jamie Osborne, the greatest win of his career. Second, number 12, Master Bob, owned by Mr. Ian Wills, trained by Nick Henderson and ridden by Hill Davis. Third, number 3, Care Villahow, owned by Mrs. Miles Valentine, trained by Mouse Morris and ridden by Charlie Swan. The fourth horse was number 7, Sam Da Vinci. Please excuse my voice, which has gone with the action. Well, what a great moment this for Jamie Osborne, the greatest triumph of his career after 5 months out of the saddle from injury, and now winning one of our great races on a horse who made almost all of the running after the first mile and a half of the race.
Yes, it was certainly a fair pace, and we join it now with the eventual winner in front and some way in front of his field, Scoop.
Yes, a tremendous performance by a horse just out of his novice. He's made a couple of mistakes, as we noted down the back, and he didn't jump that first in the straight very well. He's come into the ditch now, which the jockeys know as Trappy Trev, because they say there's an arm in there sometimes that grabs you down if you're not going very well. It grabbed Wigtown Bay the first time round. They're all trying to put their challenges in now, but already Jamie's got this horse running. New Halen's come there from the middle of the field and jumping well. Hugh's given this horse on the outside here a great ride. This is he'll be talking about the Hennessy forevermore. He won it on Go Fair last year, and he's really sent Master Bob about his job. But there's no catching Arctic Call. If he can just get a good lep into the last year, it's all over. And there he is.
Yes, and Master Bob, of course, who won at Cheltenham last year in the blinkers. 2 blinkered runners up front, but running on very strongly indeed. Car Villahow coming late and fast. And also the American horse, Von Zardak, who dropped out of it at the cross fence, is running on, though, out of our picture. But doesn't this winner really stick his neck out? He's got blinkers on, not because he's ungenuine, but just to make him concentrate. And look at the way he's putting everything into it. Very pleased for all the connections, and a worthy winner.
And find that we've left the rest of the season here at Kempton.
He's there enough to do himself justice.
He's there to compete, but he won't get a hiding. I mean, if it's not many horses win the King George running away, looking at it on the realistic side, but Mark's under strict instructions not to knock the horse about. If he's there, he's there. If he's good enough, he'll take his chance, but he will not be knocked about.
Well, Jenny absolutely frank, as always. There's the fellow. Now then, as just before they line up, let's hear from John.
Won't be knocked about. Toby Tobias is a 4-to-1 chance, very solid. He was 13-2 in the offices this morning, but Michael Tanner tells me, the great turf historian, no horse on his seasonal debut has ever won the King George. Now, any 5-2 Desert Orchid, that is taken. 5-2 is now top of the head. The 9-4 favourite was Celtic Shot, who did open 7-2, and he was a 5-1 chance in the offices this morning. Now an 11-4 chance against Celtic Shot. A very weak horse is Saban du Loire, who's out from 4-1 to 6-1. They're showing against Saban du Loire, and the best of the rest is Nick the Brief, 14-1 with the rain coming down. Now a 10-1 chance, along with the French horse, the fella, also 10-1. Any price against the rest, but very solid. Toby Tobias, a 4-1 chance against Desert Orchid, top of that, 9-4, and Celtic Shot, 11-4.
So, prize asset in the yellow jacket, and Desert Orchid sweating up. It's a pretty cold day. It's a very grey day, very damp indeed, but that's it. They're lined up and they're away, and Desert Orchid and Richard Dunwoody have got the inside. That's the left. Prize assets up with the pace. So too Saban de Loire, and as they come down to the first of the 19 fences, and at it prize asset led. At the first there were no fallers. Espy is the back marker. Saban de Loire and prize asset with the noseband share the lead. Panto Princes with Desert Orchid as they take the first ditch, and at which Desert Orchid jumped it superbly. Comes through to share second with Panto Prince wide, and then Nick the Brief. What a big horse he is. Look at him going down. Smashing looking racehorse. A gap of 3 or 4 lengths then to the fellow and Celtic Shot. And then Panto Prince and Espy is last as they take the first turn and down towards a third of the 19 fences they jump. And it's Desert Orchid, winner of 32 races. He's run over 155 miles over hurdles and fences, and this is a 3-mile test. And he's been here before, and would you believe it, the sun's starting to shine as they come down towards the third. And it's Saban de Loire who has the lead. Saban de Loire, a fine leap there by Desert Orchid, no fallers at the third. Prize asset on the inside of Desert Orchid though. And then up on the outside is take the next Panto Prince. And Toby Tobias are one of the back markers, and they've jumped 4. And they come down towards the 5th. Saban de Loire from Panto Prince on the outside of Desert Orchid as they take the 5th. And at it, another fine leap there by the grey. Toby Tobias didn't take it that keenly at the rear of the field, and is sharing last place now as they take the last on the far side. Saban de Loire from Desert Orchid and Panto Prince, a length to prize asset. And then Celtic Shot with the fellow. And Toby Tobias is second last, a spy last of all. Nick the Brief mid-division, and they make their first right-handed turn at the end of the first third of this King George VI rank chase. Grade 1 race, £75,000 in added prize money, and the pace isn't that strong. A steady, good, fast 3-mile gallop, and it's Saban de Loire by a length and a half. The Desert Orchid on the inside, and Panto Prince with a hoop sleeve jacket in third. A fine lead there by Desert Orchid. A spy is the back marker, and they come down towards the 8th. And it's Saban de Loire leading from Desert Orchid and Panto Prince. Saban de Loire, and then Desert Orchid and Panto Prince and the fellow. And Nick the Brief from Prize Asset, 2 lengths back to Celtic Shot. And then comes a spy and Toby Tobias. And they come down towards what will be the last next time round. And it's Saban de Loire who leads. Saban de Loire, the leader, takes it well. A fine lead by Desert Orchid. I think he's enjoying himself. Celtic Shot, isn't he? He made a mistake there and drops out to be last of all. And there's a roars of applause as he passes the post. There's still got a circuit to go. And Saban de Loire leads clear by 3. Desert Orchid, I'm sure, is enjoying himself in second, with Panto Prince in third, and then Dick the Brief 4. The fellow is 5, and Prize Asset and Toby Tobias, who's made a mistake, and Celtic Shot, who's made a mistake, has 1 behind them, and that one is a spy. And John Oaksey, John Frankham, they're going to the water, and Desert Orchid, I'm sure, is enjoying himself.
Well, he looks much happier, certainly, this afternoon than I've seen him in his last 3 runs, in actual fact. The horse in front, though, is going particularly well, Saban de Loire, and Toby Tobias, well, he's just taken a little bit of time just to warm up.
But touching all available wood, this is a completely different Desert Orchid. So far, he's been jumping for fun, jumping as if he was loving it. And, well, he's got a very, very difficult horse to pass in front of him. But Saban de Loire, in a moment, I think will know he's been in a fight.
And they've got 7 more to jump. It's Saban de Loire, clear by some 4 to 5 lengths. At the rear of the field, Celtic Shot's been making mistakes. Last is Prize Asset. Desert Orchid in second place and closing. The fellow has come through to be third. Nick the Brief 4, and Toby Tobias makes ground on the outside of Panto Prince. Desert Orchid at 9 to 4. Celtic Shot at 11 to 4. You wouldn't want to take that. Toby Tobias is getting a bit closer at 4 to 1, and Saban de Loire at 7 to 1 leads. 7 out, and Saban de Loire has... Oh, has he? He's gone his hand for Desert Orchid, and the horse is okay, and the jockey Mark Perrin still on the ground, leaving Dessie in the lead with 6 to jump, and it's Desert Orchid the leader. Now the fellow, that French horse, is getting closer in second. Toby Tobias is third, Aspire mistake in 4, Dick the Brief 5, and Celtic Shot. And they've got 5 more to jump, and it's Desert Orchid the leader by 3 lengths to Toby Tobias, the young pretender, in second place. This is 5 out. Toby Tobias is in second if he makes a mistake. Desert Orchid the leader, Toby Tobias is second. They're clear of it, third place horse, the fellow, and Celtic Shot is staying on. They've got 4 to jump, and Desert Orchid a brilliant leap. Toby Tobias in second, the fellow, and Celtic Shot now back in third place. They come down towards the third from home. At the rear of the field, a spy has been pulled up, and Nick the Brief has been pulled up, and this Desert Orchid out in front, clear by 2. Toby Tobias, those words ringing in my ears, he won't be given a hard race, but he's got Desert Orchid in his sights and he's trying to close. Back in third place, it's the fellow and Celtic Shot, and it's Desert Orchid, he's got his ears pricked. He's been here before, a record 4th win in the King George. He's gone clear by 5. They've got 3 to jump. Desert Orchid, oh, what a leap! Toby Tobias in second, the fellow is third, and he's got 2 to jump, and it's Desert Orchid clear by 8. He's got the race won now, 2 to jump. Desert Orchid comes to it. He's been here before, and it's Desert Orchid clear by 10. He's pushed out, but don't worry, nothing's getting closer. Toby Tobias is in second. The crowd's going absolutely wild. They've got 1 to jump, and it's Desert Orchid. He comes to take it, and he's jumped it brilliantly. This was his race. Desert Orchid, watch history being made. Rolls of applause. The King's in his counting house. Desert Orchid
having been soft to going to good having been hard. So anyway, Mark walked the course beforehand, reported that in his opinion it was fine. His mother then went and had a jump on the course afterwards and found that it certainly gave under her weight, and she thought Toby Tobias would be fine. So that's Sunday papers. Some of those will anyway, and if there are 4 in line going to the last, perhaps they're the ones that you'll see. Toby Tobias very much on his toes, just hacking back. You can see how he's pulling there at Mark. He's just showing his well-being. He did just nudge the odd fence at Kempton, you know, on his debut. And then when he settled down, he really did start to jump well. Let's hope that we get a clear out from all these 4 today. It really will just deplete things if one or more of them do exit en route. Lovely horse, this. And certainly the Hitchens who own him have got a marvellous string of horses, which they added to after Azil Nadir decided to sell his horses. They took them over. Things like Golden Freeze, who could be going for the Seagram Grand National, Don Valentino. Some lovely horses to add to their already strong string. Brian Riley there was the assistant starter. You could see him just re-girthing. Used to be a good jockey, both as an apprentice with Ian Balding and then as a fully fledged jump jockey with Toby Balding. And it's good to see the boys getting jobs in racing afterwards. Can't quite see what he's up to here. I didn't know if that tongue was either tied down. It doesn't look like it, so he'd obviously got his tongue just over the bit, and that is not a good position to be in. Robert Strong rides this horse. He rides all of Harvey Smith's, and presumably he's ridden this schooling, so that's why he's on it today. Toby Tobias is 4-5. Celtic Shot has stayed steady at 11-4. Norton's Coin has hardened a point from 6s to 5s, and Kildimo continues to harden from 20s right down to 14s now. Remember, they always thought of him as a Gold Cup horse, and I think he's better off in a small field. He's got to get revenge on Celtic Shot today, but he's shown us in the past that what a good horse he is, and he's out of that good mare Luz, who bred the Grand National winner in Rub Stick. Celtic Shot, as the name suggests, is by Celtic Cone. Toby Tobias is by Furry Glen, very popular stallion. And Norton's Coin's bound by Mount Casino out of Grove Chance. Both stallion and mare were owned by Cyril Griffiths in the past. So he's certainly got a lot in riding on this horse. Let's go with them. Charter Mercantile, John Hammond. So just while we're trying to get linked with John Frankham, you can see Celtic Shot, John Hamner rather, Celtic Shot and Peter Scudamore making the running now from Norton's Coin, with Toby Tobias being settled in 3rd place but taking a good hold, and Kildimo also pulling hard in behind. Celtic Shot a good jump, Norton's Coin giving them fences plenty of room. Toby Tobias settled on his outside in 3rd, and Kildimo with that amazing tail carriage that he has, still bringing up the rear. Kildimo always has his tail flowing out behind him like that, even at the walk. So back to the leader, and Celtic Shot just taking them on at a particularly nice gallop. Remember, they've got over 3 miles to go here at the ditch, and all 4 of them safely over. So as Celtic Shot leads the quartet, let's go to John Hamner.
Bias, and they're well clear of Kildimo. They're going now, sorry about the problems with the microphone, going to the 2nd open ditch now, and Celtic Shot been in front all the way, jumps that well. Norton's Coin and Toby Tobias take it together 2nd and 3rd, and Kildimo last of the 4, but not so far behind now as they race up the hill. And Celtic Shot jumped that well, 3 or 4 lengths ahead of Toby Tobias, who's just in front of Norton's Coin, and Kildimo 4th, and they're all going comfortably, as they should be at this stage, as they turn down to fence number 8. This is one of the tricky downhill fences here at Cheltenham, but they all jump it well. Celtic Shot and Peter Scudamore, former champion hurdle winner. leading last year's Gold Cup winner Norton's Coin, who's on the inside of last year's runner-up Toby Tobias, coming to the 9th. And all over that well, running down the hill to what will be the second last fence on the next circuit. This time it'll be the 10th of the 21 they have to jump. Celtic Shot has set a good pace, and a very good thing that Peter Scudamore decided to make the running on this horse, because otherwise we could have had a false run race. But it certainly isn't that, as they jump the 10th. Not that they're going very fast, but just a decent gallop. And Celtic Shot by 2 to 3 lengths from Toby Tobias, who just has the edge over Norton's Coin as they jump the 11th. That's the only fence in the race they jumped 3 times. It was the 1st, the 11th, and next time round it'll be the 21st and final fence. So going out onto the last circuit, 10 more to jump. Celtic Shot clear by 3 to 4 lengths. Nobody's made a move yet, and possibly won't do for a while, because this takes a lot of getting this Cheltenham course. They've got a long run uphill, and they go downhill and uphill again. And Celtic Shot jumps the 12th. Norton's Coin perhaps not terribly fluent there. Toby Tobias going well in second, and has taken the inside from Norton's Coin, who lost just a little bit of ground there as they come now to the water. And Kildimo taking close order on the outside, and they're now going to the 3rd of the 4 open ditches in the race, with Celtic Shot in the lead and the others. And Celtic Shot stood too far off it, had to reach for it and only just made it, but goes on in the lead of just over a length from Toby Tobias, Norton's Coin and Kildimo, who are almost together. Kildimo going very well on the outside. Richard Pitman said that he goes well in a small field. He once beat Desert Orchid in a small field at Wincanton, and now they're going to the last ditch, 6 from home, and Celtic Shot from Kildimo on the outside, Toby Tobias on the inside. Norton's Coin last of the 4, but plenty close enough. And now the battle's on as they go up to the 5th from home, the last of the uphill fences, and Celtic Shot the leader, only by half a length from Kildimo, still travelling smoothly. Toby Tobias a length away or less in 3rd place and hugging the inside, and Norton's Coin right on terms is 4th, and any of the 4 can win it from here as they run down to the 4th last fence. Celtic Shot jumps it in front of Toby Tobias on the inside. I don't think he'll get up on the inside of Peter Scudamore, though. Kildimo still close second, Toby Tobias 3rd, and Norton's Coin 4th, coming to the 3rd last. And they've quickened up now as Celtic Shot leads them, and he's over first, and Toby Tobias didn't jump that too well at all. Kildimo's still there, Toby Tobias still right there, and Norton's Coin breathing down their neck on the inside as they come round the final turn and face the last 2 fences. Celtic Shot the leader, Toby Tobias is second, Norton's Coin challenging strongly as 3rd. Kildimo can't do any more in 4th place, and now Toby Tobias comes under the whip. Mark Pitman's gone for his whip. Peter Scudamore on Celtic Shot jumps it in the lead, jumps it better than Toby Tobias between the last 2 fences. Celtic Shot staying on well. Toby Tobias not making any impression at the moment at the 21st and final fence. Celtic Shot well over it by 2 lengths from Toby Tobias, and Celtic Shot staying on strongly. He's going to win it for Peter Scudamore. It's a double for Peter Scudamore as Celtic Shot comes up to the line. The winner of the Charterhouse Mercantile Steeplechase, Toby Tobias is second, Norton's Coin is 3rd, and Kildimo last of the 4. So the result of the Charterhouse Mercantile Steeplechase, first number 1, Celtic Shot, owned by Mr. D. Horton, trained by Charlie Brooks, ridden by Peter.
The first fence with Rock de France, one of the leaders. Alongside is Nick the Brief, last year's winner, then Caravilla Howe on the outside, and they're followed by Norton's Coin. Nick the Brief leads over the first by just over a length from Rock de France in second. Then in 3rd place comes Caravilla Howe ahead of Norton's Coin, and then Clocktaney and Olin Ladd, the rank outsider, the back marker of the 6 runners. The first ditch Fence number 2, and Nick the Brief and Robbie Supple jump at 3 in front. In second place is Rock the Prince, Caravilla Howe in 3, and behind Caravilla Howe comes Norton's Coin. Behind Norton's Coin is Clocktaney and Olin Ladd, the back marker, down to the 3rd. Nick the Brief in the lead, jumps at 3 to 4 lengths clear. Rock the Prince is second, then Caravilla Howe, Norton's Coin on his inside. Clocktaney tracking them and bringing up the rear Olin Ladd as they continue down the back towards fence number 4. Nick the Brief with a lead of over 4 lengths, Rock the Prince in second, then Caravilla Howe. They're followed by Norton's Coin. On the outside of Norton's Coin comes Clocktaney and Olin Ladd in rear. Going now to the second ditch, fence number 5, and Nick the Brief is now almost 6 lengths in front of Rock the Prince second, Caravilla Howe in 3, and then comes Clocktaney and Norton's Coin together, and they're about 4 in front of Olin Ladd. Turning off the back, and Nick the Brief, the favourite, over 6 lengths clear. Rock the Prince in second, followed in 3rd place on the outside by Caravilla Howe, then Norton's Coin and Clocktaney. Nick the Brief, ears pricked. At the 6th, jumps at 6 clear of Rock the Prince, then Caravilla Howe on the inside of Caravilla Howe, Norton's Coin. Clocktaney is next, but Nick the Brief clear of his rivals into the straight for the first time. Rock the Prince and Caravilla Howe, the 1-2 in the Thyestes Chase last month. Nick the Brief, the leader, out in front, over 3 lengths clear now. Caravilla Howe getting closer with Rock the Prince, and then Norton's Coin just in behind them. Then Clocktaney towards the left in the green and yellow colours, and the back marker is Olin Ladd. Caravilla Howe's a faller. Caravilla Howe takes a heavy fall there at the 7th as they come to pass the stands. It's Nick the Brief in the lead, about 4 lengths clear. Clocktaney has moved up now to dispute second place with Rock the Prince, and looking down we see that Charlie Swan and Caravilla Howe both up and walking away from that nasty tumble as they go to the fence past the stands. Nick the Brief with Rock the Prince within 3 lengths. They're followed in 3rd place by Clocktaney. Behind Clocktaney in 4th is Norton's Coin, and Olin Ladd is last of the 5. Coming to fence number 8, Nick the Brief, Rock the Prince in 2nd. And they're followed in 3rd place by Clocktaney, and then Norton's Coin, and behind Norton's Coin is Olin Ladd as they go on now to the 9th. Nick the Brief, Clocktaney a close second, then Rock the Prince, Norton's Coin just in behind them, and Olin Ladd just out of picture and last for the 5. At the 9th, Nick the Brief, Clocktaney lands 2nd, Rock the Prince in 3, then the Cheltenham Gold Cup hero of last season, Norton's Coin in 4, and Olin Ladd last of the 5 remaining runners. Caravilla Howe a faller at the 7th as they swing left-handed now with over 1.25 miles to race. They have another 8 fences left to jump, and Nick the Brief by almost 3 lengths, followed in 2nd place by Rock the Prince. Norton's Coin showing 3rd now in front of Clocktaney, and they're 10 clear of Olin Ladd. At the next plain fence, 8 from the finish, and Nick the Brief, Clocktaney, Rock the Prince. Clocktaney a good jump there, and on the inside in 4th place is Norton's Coin, and behind Norton's Coin a gap of 12 lengths or more to Olin Ladd is beginning to get tailed off. Over 1 mile to race, 7 fences to jump. Nick the Brief, Rock the Prince within 2 lengths, Clocktaney on the outside, and then Norton's Coin. Nick the Brief the leader, Rock the Prince in 2nd, then Clocktaney. Norton's Coin is next, and they're a long way clear of Olin Ladd as they come to the next ditch. 6 fences from the finish, and Nick the Brief 3 in front. Rock the Prince is 2nd, then Clocktaney on the outside, and finally Norton's Coin of the leading quartet with Olin Ladd a long way behind. Going now towards the 5th last, and Nick the Brief with a 3-length lead. Rock the Prince in 2nd, Clocktaney on the outside. Norton's Coin is a length and a half back. 5 fences out now in the Hennessy Cognac Gold Cup. Nick the Brief jumps it well. In 2nd is Clocktaney, jumped it better than Rock the Prince. Norton's Coin being driven along, and as they go now towards the next jump, which is 4 from the finish, it's Nick the Brief by less than 3 lengths. Rock the Prince is 2nd. Behind Rock the Prince on the outside is Clocktaney, and then Norton's Coin, who makes a slight mistake, and they're a long way clear of Olin Ladd as they begin the turn now towards the 3rd last, the final ditch, and Nick the Brief is the leader by just over 3 lengths from Rock the Prince in 2nd. Clocktaney is 3rd. Norton's Coin is tiring badly in 4th, and Olin Ladd is tailed off, and Nick the Brief is over. Met it wrong, but got away with it. 4 lengths in front. In 2nd place is Rock the Prince. Clocktaney and Norton's Coin is refused, and Olin Ladd has been left in 4th place, but as they come now towards the second last, Nick the Brief and Rock the Prince ranging up as a big danger on the outside. Clocktaney in 3rd as they come down to the second last now. It's Nick the Brief over and Rock the Prince not so good there. Clocktaney's a faller, and as they race towards the home turn, it's Nick the Brief who's 4 to 5 lengths clear of Rock the Prince, and Olin Ladd is a remote 3rd as they swing into the straight. 1 fence left to jump. Nick the Brief and Robbie Supple 4 to 5 lengths clear of Rock the Prince, who's not making any impression at this stage. They're a long way clear of Olin Ladd, but down to the last it's Nick the Brief, the leader. Rock the Prince trying for his life in 2nd, but Nick the Brief, who's made all the running, out in front at the final fence in the Hennessy Cognac Irish Gold Cup, and over it it's Nick the Brief, and Rock the Prince is a faller, and Nick the Brief coming home. And there's only going to be one other finisher, and that's if Olin Ladd jumps the last. And Nick the Brief comes up to win this race for the 2nd consecutive time, the first horse to do so. Nick the Brief comes home, strolls to the line to win the Hennessy Cognac Irish Gold Cup, a long way clear of Olin Ladd. He's getting a good reception from the crowd, and Nick the Brief goes past the line. 25
out of the ring. It's been a colossal gamble, and it's come off. And Pat Williams, one has to say, rode the most perfect race. Tommy and Bill are with me. And Tommy, I mean, he was always had a perfect place, didn't he? 3rd or 4th on the inside, and there was just a moment he lost his place coming down the hill, but otherwise, the race couldn't have gone better for him.
It was a real copybook ride. As you said, he always had him never more than 3 or 4 lengths away, and coming down
That's
the hill.
With the noseband there.
With the noseband.
Book of Gold and Bound and Duty there. But Pat McWilliams is perfectly placed.
Perfectly, but always the horse is always carrying him and always going like a winner. From a long way down, you can see him there really running away. A bit of bad luck, maybe the favourite got bumped with the horse falling at the top of the hill there. General idea, he's starting to drive in there. His writing is on the wall a bit for him. Nordic Surprise is going reasonably well at that stage, and once they turned for home, I thought he had a big chance.
Well, now, just for a moment here, he's looking for room, but he's got a lovely split to go through between the Book of Gold and Bound and Duty. On the outside, Gran Alba. Here comes Nordic Surprise, and just on the heels of the leaders is General Idea, who just nodded a little bit on that one. But now he's burst through, and Bill, he was always going to win from here in.
He was. I mean, I think we've come up against a pretty decent Irish horse here. The favourite's a bit unlucky. He was a bit unlucky with Gassi falling in front of him. Then, as you saw just now, he got squeezed and bumped a bit. Hughes got him balanced and running now, but really the winner's just got away from him. Not that good at the last, just pops it a bit and comes right-handed. But you can see that though Granville again's making ground on him, the winner's actually got the race won. You'd have to say that the second horse is a little bit unlucky, but I don't think it's affected the result at all. I just think it'd have been a little bit closer to him.
He's not pulling him back in the closing stages, is he? And in fact, it's Gran Alba who runs on just as well as the second horse. But the winner's won it in terrific style under a beautiful ride from Pat McWilliams, who's now with Jonathan Powell.
Yes, watching that with a great big smile on his face. With me here is Pat McWilliams. Your first ride at Cheltenham, how did it go?
Fantastic. He's an excellent horse. He just was electric, you know.
He certainly was electric, but he's only run over hurdles before in public once.
Yes.
Did you expect he would run as well as this?
I squilled him over hurdles a few times at home, and I was happy with his hurling, so...
And Pat, here you are, you've jumped the last, you're coming away up the hill. He's only run twice in his life. He's running on like a lion.
Yeah. He really stayed out. I wasn't quite sure if he would stay all the way, especially on his own. He certainly did.
He's kept going all the way to the line here. And you've got a ride later in the Champion Hurdle. You must be beginning to think that next year you'll be back riding this fellow in the Champion Hurdle.
I hope so, yes, certainly.
Pat, you came over here as a young apprentice on the flat, and you were with various trainers. I think
Yes.
John Jenkins was one. Who else were you with?
I started off on the flats with Richard Hannon, and I served some time with Jeff King after that.
And how many rides were you getting over here?
I only had a handful of rides over here, though, the whole time I was over.
So you decide to go home and try again?
Yes, exactly.
And it's gone from strength to strength, but what was the big breakthrough for you?
I rode my first success on a horse called Black and Bow. He won 5 times. He just kept improving, and I kept improving as well, along with him.
And what is the limit of your ambition now? You've come here, you won this race, you're going great guns in Ireland. Do you fancy being champion in Ireland?
Absolutely, yes. Everyone does.
Well, you've got a ride next on the Iliad in the Champion Hurdle. Can you have a double for the stable?
The Iliad is certainly a good horse, and I'm just hopeful that he'll win.
Well, best of luck to you in your second chance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Well done, Pat McWilliams. There's also racing today at Sedgefield and at Lingfield. Let's take a check on results.
Well, Sedgefield, the 2-5 went to number 13, Ace of Diamonds, 25-1. Second, number 6, Hello Trouble, 11-2. Third, number 2, Fiesole, 5-4 favourite. And fourth, number 16, Our Hero, 50-5-0-1. Lingfield 210, first number 2, Air Music, 100-30 on favourite. Second, number 8, Shout Out, 10-1. And third, number 10, Dancing Breeze, 16-1.
And in a few moments, the presentation of the Trafalgar House Trophy will take place in the unsaddling enclosure. And what a cheer there'll be from the Irish after this terrific and much discussed success. Destriero carrying the colours of Mrs. Elizabeth Furlong. Here's Richard to describe it.
Yes, thank you, Julian. The presentation will be made by Sir Eric Parker, who sponsored the race, of course. He's Deputy Chairman and Chief Executive of Trafalgar House, and Lady Parker is with him. Of course, they had a runner in the race, Garcid, and he was the horse that was interfered with at the top of the hill and actually fell on the flat there. Very unfortunate for him. He had a good place at the time, but let's hope that everybody's fine. They certainly look to be so. So the winning owner is Elizabeth Furlong, and by golly, if she's got a portion of the money they've taken out of the ring, she'll be happy. But just look at this trophy that she'll be taking home too, and that will remind her of a famous victory here at the Cheltenham Festival. Yes, the Irish have opened their account with the very first race, and they are pretty confident of having about 4 winners through the meeting. But Elizabeth Furlong receiving this very handsome trophy indeed. Lady Parker still managing a smile, and even though her horse Garcid did hit the floor there. Trainer coming in now is Andy Garrity. I remember Andy from Donkeys years ago. He's been quiet for a year or two, but quiet is something he won't be tonight, because he certainly knows how to pop a cork, and looking very dapper down there. Well done to Andy. And winning jockey coming in, Pat McWilliams, only 19, big future he's got, and had to go back home to Ireland in order to get his break. Smiles all round there.
Well, what a great triumph. I hope a little bit later to talk to Andy Garrity, but he's surrounded by friends and supporters of that horse, congratulating him at present. Let's now look ahead to the Champion Hurdle. It's just under an hour away now, and for the first time this year, it's sponsored by the Smurfit organisation. Now, many people feel that Toby Balding's the man with the winning hand here. He's got the first and second favourite in Morley Street and Beech Road, and Jonathan Powell has been down to Fifield to see him.
Spring turns a trainer's fancy irresistibly to the Cheltenham Festival, the unrivalled highlight of the jumping season. No one has a stronger hand in the Smurfit Champion Hurdle than Toby Balding. Yesterday morning, we were invited to his stables to witness the final preparation of his 2 runners who head the market for the Champion Hurdle. Morley Street here, leading Beech Road. The final days before Cheltenham are anxious ones for every trainer with serious contenders at the meeting. Here Balding watches intently as Morley Street, the favourite, leads Beech Road in a sharp workout over 4 furlongs. After exercise, the horses are led back to the yard for a quick hose down. But is the trainer happy with their condition?
They couldn't be in better form. Great shape, the both of them. Pleased in their preparation. There'll be a lot of debate about what the grounds or how the ground's going to affect either of them. I think we're going to have good jumping ground. I think if they can't go on that, they're not the horses I want them to be.
Last year, Beech Road finished in front of Morley Street. bit loose. Perhaps that was because Morley Street had been short of a race. Beech Road was a better horse then. Do you still see them in that order, or...?
Well, I find it very difficult to predict. We'll let them do that tomorrow. There's no doubt Morley Street is a brilliant horse. I think any horse that did what he did on the flat and then went over and won the Breeders' Cup Chase as he did shows his total versatility. He would have been my absolute selection if the ground had come up fast, only because one, it wouldn't have suited Beech Road so well, and two, there is no doubt he is brilliant on fast ground, but the ground isn't going to inconvenience him. Arguably one of his best runs was 2 years ago at Liverpool, when he gave £5 and a beating to Trapper John on heavy ground. It's not going to be heavy ground. We haven't seen water in England for 3 years. You know, I think the top might be a little bit loose, but no, they're two good horses. We're very lucky.
Would you agree that Morley Street's preparation this year wouldn't have been ideal for a champion hurdle?
Well, I suppose you can say the same with Beech Road before he won his champion hurdle. And maybe they're following similar courses to a title.
And the ground is nothing like as bad as what might have been feared. So, Remittance Man, a worthy favourite. Well, now, what about the Irish novice chasing form? The Irish hurdling form's been shown in pretty good light, but here is Firian's Law, and he represents the novice chasing form here from Ireland, and he won perhaps the most dramatic race of the year so far at Leopardstown last month.
As they race down into the last, and Firian's Law, the riderless horse, causing serious problems to Garamyson. It's Firian's Law from Garamyson in second. and third place is Kindly King, and then New Mill House as they race into the closing stages. Firian's Law over on the far side from Garamyson, mounting a challenge on the near side, and it's Garamyson coming home the stronger on the stand side as they race into the closing stages. The last 100 yards, the riderless horse could run him off the track. He has! The riderless horse has forced Garamyson off the track, and Firian's Law has won the Irish National hunt.
Well, miraculously, horse and jockey survived that escapade. Firian's Law will find things tougher today, I think. Tommy, he wouldn't be good enough to win this, would he?
I don't think the Irish novices are as good as some of these English counterparts. I think it looks like we might give this race to you.
Well, for us, it's Uncle Ernie or Remittance Man. Let's join Richard Pitman.
Yes, he's not very big, but he's thickened out well, you know, Firian's Law. He came over here for the Triumph Hurdle and ran middle for Diddle Den. Well, what about it? Remittance Man, he's put up this super sequence of wins, and his jumping is so precise. Uncle Ernie, we can have a look at him. Mr. Budge's colours, the yellow and the red armbands there, and chevrons. Well, this horse, or rather epaulets, he has been dodging around a little bit, you know, but his form is very good. And remember, he's beaten both Duke de Vendôme and Buck Willow. But Duke de Vendôme could run well on their clash. Very exciting horse, and has improved his jumping as the season's gone on. Don't forget, last of the bunch, Neil Doughty returns after a crushing fall at Ayr on Saturday. He rides last of the bunch. His horse owned by George Middlebrook and trained by Gordon Richards. There he is on the far side in that light blue, darker blue sleeves, but looks as if they're going to come in. It'll be an exciting and a very fast-run race, because there are several front runners, including Charlie Brooks' My Young Man, who had to be mounted at the walk in the paddock. He's so excited. You can see Remittance Man just turning sideways there. Richard Dunwoody isn't going to miss the break. They're off. Let's go, Peter.
And they're away with Park Island the first to show. Park Island well up there. Over on the far side, My Young Man. My Young Man lands in the lead from Bark Island, Uncle Ernie. They're all safely over the first. And it's My Young Man from Bark Island, Uncle Ernie, towards the near side. There's Monumental Lad. And still My Young Man from Bark Island, Monumental Lad, Buck Willow not far behind him. Uncle Ernie's been dropped back to 6th. Over on the far side, last of the bunch is tracking the leader, but about 4 lengths off him at the moment, off My Young Man, as My Young Man comes down to the next, the leader from Bark Island, and Monumental Lad on the stand side. Over the third, My Young Man from Monumental Lad. Slight peck there by Uncle Ernie in 6th place. He's got Remittance Man upsides him. My Young Man taking him along at a real good gallop. Moving up on the inside, last of the bunch goes second just ahead of Bark Island, then Monumental out on the outside, and Buck Willow and Uncle Ernie as they jump that one. Remittance Man is next, and then comes Orbis and Devil's Valley with Geostar on the inside. Duc de Vendôme is the back marker. My Young Man is the leader from last of the bunch, second, and Bark Island. Monumental out on the outside, then Buck Willow and Uncle Ernie and Remittance Man on the inner, and Geostar and Orbis next over this one. My Young Man landed about 6 clear there of last of the bunch. Mistake there by Duc de Vendôme. Mistake also by Ferrian's Law. Coming down to the water now. And My Young Man lands clear of last of the bunch. Remittance Man making good ground on the inside, and Uncle Ernie towards the outer. Geostar comes next with Buck Willow. Over the final ditch, My Young Man, over the second ditch, I should say, and My Young Man, the leader from last of the bunch. Remittance Man going well on the inner, and Uncle Ernie going well on the outer as they jump the 8th. My Young Man landed in the lead. Last of the bunch is second, Remittance Man is third, then Uncle Ernie 4 on the outside. Then comes Devil's Valley as they race now towards the second and last ditch, 4 from home, and it's My Young Man from last of the bunch, Remittance Man, Uncle Ernie and Devil's Valley. Racing now up to the top of the hill. Buck Willow was a faller at that one. Geostar also went, and it's My Young Man being pressed by last of the bunch. Remittance Man going well in third. Uncle Ernie going well in 4. Devil's Valley comes next, and Orbis is making very good progress now. As they race down to the next, it's still My Young Man, 3 from home, who's made all the running so far from last of the bunch. Remittance Man coming there strongly. Uncle Ernie over on the far side at the third last. Remittance Man just with My Young Man and Uncle Ernie on the outside, and last of the bunch, it's Remittance Man, the leader now from last of the bunch, and Uncle Ernie improving towards the outside. Remittance Man now from Uncle Ernie, 2 from home, and it's the big 2. Remittance Man, last of the bunch, is a faller there, and it's Remittance Man from Uncle Ernie. Richard Dunwoody from Mark Dwyer as they race round the home turn in the Waterford Castle Arkle Challenge Trophy. They're coming to the final fence now, and it's Remittance Man on the far side. Uncle Ernie under pressure on the near side. It's Remittance Man with the advantage. Remittance Man comes through at a length and a half in the lead. He jumps it brilliantly. It's Remittance Man on the far side. Uncle Ernie can give no more in second. Devil's Valley is third. Remittance Man is going to win the Waterford Castle Arkle Challenge Trophy in great style. Remittance Man is the winner. Uncle Ernie is second, and Redundant Pal gets up to be third ahead of Devil's Valley and Orbis. And so the 1, 2, 3, Remittance Man, Uncle Ernie and Redundant Pal. Just to recap the result. First, number 12, Remittance Man, owned by Mr. J.E.H. Collins, trained by Nicky Henderson, ridden by Richard Dunwoody, bred incidentally by Red Rum's breeder, this horse, Martin J. McHenry. Second was number 13, Uncle Ernie, owned by Tony Budge Equine Limited, trained by Jimmy Fitzgerald and ridden by Mark Dwyer. And third was number 11, Redundant Pal, owned by Mr. Pierce O'Neill, trained by Paddy Mullins in Ireland and ridden by Conor O'Dwyer. Fourth was number 3, Devil's Valley. This is the winner. What a tremendous performance by this brilliant horse, Remittance Man. Unbeaten in 6 races this season, winner of 9 of his 19 races by Prince Regent. This horse out of Mittens, number 93 of a great season for Richard Dunwoody. 34 of the season for Nicky Henderson. The race developing into a tremendous duel at the third last, between the third last and the second last, between the first and second. Uncle Ernie far from disgrace, but just not quite the class of this brilliant winner.
Well, as we come down the hill, here's one of the fancied horses going to fall. He's in the middle of that 5. It's last of the bunch in the blue colours. Neil Doughty sitting pretty there. He's a few lengths off the lead. There's only a couple. There he goes, hit the top, and a typical second last fence fall there, where he just couldn't get that undercarriage out to save him. He'd have done so probably on a flat track, but that's what Cheltenham's all about. Well, it was all on here, and you might think when you see Richard Dunwoody first to go for his whip that Uncle Ernie was going to be the winner. But what Woody was doing was just saying to this fellow, right, it's serious now, old boy, you've had some easy races, you've got to work for your living. Just behind, going back in the blinkers, is Devil's Valley. He finishes 4th, but it's a 2-horse race here. Woody really making sure that he's not giving anything away here, but you can see there's a good stride from 4 or 5 out. He asks and gets it. Uncle Ernie jumps just as well. Redundant Pal goes past Devil's Valley, who's run a very good race there. My Young Man back in 5th. But Woody, hands and heels now. He readied the horse up. He made him get about his job, and now just drives him out. He's waving his whip. One little reminder, there's a lot at stake here. The horse going away for Nicky Henderson. This one actually bought by David Minton Bloodstock at Tattersall's Derby sale for 25,000 guineas and looks very cheap after this sequence of wins.
"72 races they'd won between them, these 14 runners, when they went to post for what is the richest novice chase ever staged in Britain, with a penalty value of over 42,000 to the winner.
Performed well over hurdles. Certainly he's expected to improve from his run at Newbury, but then so is Danny Harold, and I think wherever this fellow finishes, Danny ought to be thereabouts, but he's 4-1 favourite, Toby Balding.
Nearly out there, ridden by Pat McWilliams. It really does look very stylish, and he's done a great job winning the first race there, winning the first, but he's come here today. The Iliad has really been backed very heavily. Connections are renowned for having a big punt, and I think they've spread some of their money onto this one. Nice good sort of horses. He'll love the cut in the ground, the Iliad. Though I'd say jockeys are saying the ground's riding good to soft, so there shouldn't be really any excuses on account of the ground. Morley Street there, Moulboard.
And we get everything here at the Cheltenham Festival. They've been shouting about pickpockets, and now we've got some jugglers. Well, I hope they get a few quid out of the day's efforts anyway. Deep Sensation going through. There's Bradbury Star from Josh Giffords. The light colours of Jinxie Jack. And here's Danny Harold. Now, Danny Harold ran so well here at the festival last year and just got run out of it. He hung the latch a little bit. But standing still in the middle is Beech Road, and he looks most happy at the moment. And remember, he's refused to jump off once this year. That was at Windsor, and Toby Balding says that he's in the right frame of mind, so let's hope that he is. But he certainly looks it here, doesn't he? He was never been the prettiest horse, you know, but was probably one of the cheapest in the field, because this was bought at Doncaster Bloodstock sales for 2,800 guineas from the by the CBA from the Hart Hill stud. So well done Neville Dent, who bred this one, but 2008, here he is, a champion hurdle winner. He looks as if he's out for a Sunday jaunt here, totally uninterested, but let's hope that's a good omen.
Yeah.
Well, I'm afraid the sound problems from our direction aren't too hot, but I hope you get the gist of what we're trying to sell you. It was interesting to see there that Mark Dwyer is having a very rough ride on Sibyllin and almost came out of the plate there. I hope something's not just worrying him here. Of course, not the time of year for flies, so perhaps something's pinching him. Perhaps he's just showing us he's in a very good mood. 7 Fidway, doesn't he walk, by golly, as he goes across from left to right. He's showing what an athlete he is.
Yeah, he's a lovely horse, Fidway. This would be a great one over fences, but he's definitely got a bit of a strange way to him when he hits the front. I mean, he virtually falls off and says, no, thank you, I've had enough. The blinkers on him, they say he scored brilliantly with blinkers on, so we hope that'll make a difference to him today. Blinkers often work on a horse first time out, and then not so much, so today's the time to have them on. Now coming here with Rare Holiday, last year's Triumph Hurdle winner. Very good sort of horse. He would probably prefer the ground a little bit better than it is right now. And again, a 5-year-old, as I say, 5-year-olds do have it up against them a bit in the champion hurdle. You have to be a very good horse to win it at 5.
And the latest show is Morley Street, still 4, steady there. 13-2 the Iliad, he's been plunged on. 8-1 Fidway, pretty steady. 17-2 Nomadic Way, second last year, the same price. Beech Road, and Beech Road, of course, if he jumps off on this ground, must have some sort of a chance. 24 runners, biggest field we've seen for a very long time. So it looks as if they're going to line themselves up. Fidway is going the wrong way at the moment, but I'm sure he won't for long. Pat McWilliams on the inside, just turning, obviously going to make it. Let's go with Peter.
And Beech Road just getting a couple of reminders there from Richard Guest. He's a bit worried about him. They're away. And Beech Road has started all right. They're all okay. They come down to the first, and Ruling is one of the first to show as they come to the first, with Sondrio on the outside and Nomadic Way up with them. And Jinxie Jack is up with them too. And going a pretty good gallop too. Sondrio, just the leader now. Sondrio with Danny Harold not far behind the lead. Nomadic Way right up with them too, and then towards the outside is Major Inquiry with Jinxie Jack. Jinxie Jack being followed by Sibyllin. Racing to the next flight. Voyage Sans Retour has come up to join Sondrio, these two stable companions from Major Inquiry and Nomadic Way and Jinxie Jack, and then comes Sibyllin, and then Fidway just in behind him, and Philosophus, and then the Iliad, and a faller at that one, Black Humor. Black Humor's a faller at the second as they go out into the country now over the far side, and it's Voyage Sans Retour taking him along now. From on the inside, Sondrio. Then comes Major Inquiry and Jinxie Jack, and just in behind them, Nomadic Way and Fidway. And then Sibyllin towards the outside, running downhill. Sondrio and Voyage Sans Retour. From Major Inquiry, Jinxie Jack, Nomadic Way. Fidway, the Iliad on the inside, Sibyllin towards the outer as they jump this flight. Voyage Sans Retour jumped the third in the lead. From on the inside, Sondrio, Nomadic Way going well in third. The Iliad forward, Jinxie Jack close to them on the outside, being followed by Fidway and Sibyllin. Sibyllin being followed by Morley Street. As they race now towards the fourth of the 8 flights in the Smurfit Champion Hurdle. Jinxie Jack going right up to dispute the lead on the outside, with Sondrio who's moved up with Voyage Sans Retour, and those three are just ahead of Fidway. Sibyllin on the outside. Beech Road making a little bit of progress, but Voyage Sans Retour the leader. Voyage Sans Retour from on the inside, Sondrio, Jinxie Jack, then comes Nomadic Way. The Iliad also just in behind them as they jump the fifth, and the Iliad made a mistake there, and Sibyllin moved up on the outside as they race towards the top of the hill. It's Voyage Sans Retour who has the advantage from Jinxie Jack on the outside. Then comes Nomadic Way and Sondrio, and then Sibyllin. Morley Street is getting into the firing line now as they run downhill. Voyage Sans Retour, the leader, from Jinxie Jack. Sibyllin motoring well towards the outside. Nomadic Way on the inner. Royal Derby's coming there quite strongly too, and so's Badbury Star. Morley Street coming there also, 3 out, and it was Voyage Sans Retour there from Morley Street who jumped in second. Racing round the Fidway, a faller at that one as they come down towards the second last flight now, and as they do so, Morley Street comes to challenge for the lead with Nomadic Way. Then on the outside, Bradbury Star, and then Royal Derby, and behind them Wonder Man, but it's Morley Street now. Morley Street the leader, from Bradbury Star in second as they race to the final flight. Morley Street from Nomadic Way on the far side, and Bradbury Star. Morley Street's going to land too clear. Morley Street lands too clear over the last from Nomadic Way in second, and Bradbury Star third. And finishing fast is Ruling, but Morley Street surely has it sewn up. Nomadic Way's putting in a great run, but Jimmy Frost still has the clear advantage. The race towards the line. It's Morley Street from Nomadic Way. Morley Street holding Nomadic Way with Ruling finishing fast. Morley Street's won it. It's a photo of a second between Nomadic Way and Ruling. It's a photo of a second, but Morley Street has won the 1991 Smurfit Champion Hurdle with Ruling and Nomadic Way in a photo for second and third. This is the winner, Morley Street. Number 11, owned by Michael Jackson, Bloodstock Limited, trained by Toby Balding and ridden by Jimmy Frost. It's very close for the places, but it looked as though Nomadic Way possibly just held ruling, but it's a close photo between those two. Nomadic Way is number 12, owned by Mr. Robert Sangster, trained by Barry Hills and ridden by Richard Dunwoody. And Ruling, who was backed from 100 to 1 to half those odds, number 17, owned by Mr. G.D. Groot, trained by Fulk Johnson Horton and ridden by Peter Niven. Meanwhile, here's Jimmy Frost acknowledging the cheers of the crowd, having achieved one of his lifetime ambitions, and Morley Street has done it in tremendous style.
What a tremendous race. We'd already lost Black Humour early on, and Fidway hit the deck, and Fidway right in the middle of the ruck when he actually went down. There, Steve Smith-Eccles jumped out of the saddle. The horse didn't actually fall, but that won't help the Eck because he got kicked to pieces there as several horses went over him. In fact, he just rolling along there as the race becomes serious. Morley Street has already gone to the front. Voyage Saint Retour in the red blinkers on the right, on the inside, the right of the picture. Nomadic Way coming right back to his form. Bradbury Star running an absolute blinder. In fact, just jumped in front of Morley Street there. Voyage Saint Retour starting to go backwards. Big white face and orange colours there of Wonder Man, running a very good race indeed, as Little Royal Derby is there in 6th place. But as they come off the bend, this is the telling shot of the lot. Morley Street is galloping for home. Bradbury Star weakens from this point, but nevertheless he's put up a tremendous performance. If you look back down the rails on the white hat, Little Moleboard coming back to his best form for some time, and Ruling, who's out of the picture, is the fastest finisher of the lot in the yellow colours. Now Ruling under Peter Niven, he's getting a tremendous challenge here out of him, but Morley Street had gone for home, and he needed this lead because by the time they get to the post it is being cut dramatically. But he's gone, he's got an unassailable lead, just started to wander there. Frosty picked his stick up and kept himself going. Now, Little Nomadic Way, second last year, running his best race of the season. The post comes, it's desperate for second, but for me, it's just Nomadic Way holding Ruling. But that is a spot judgment. There.
Just turning to come in as South Harvest.
Off the tape. Won't go up.
And as you probably heard, the Keith Brown telling him to
get those
heads off the tape.
I can't get the tape up like that.
Oh, sir, taking a turn, sir.
Yep. No, sir. Get the heads off. That's it.
Forward, sir. Go backward. No, sir.
Couple of appeals.
Right, all right, come
this
on.
looks like it, and they're away. Ballianto just broadside of the tape, lost a little bit of ground as they jumped off, and so did Super Sense. And as they raced towards the first, on the inside, One More Night lands in the lead from Crystal Spirit. Mistake there by Burgoyne. And as they race towards the second, Crystal Spirit, One More Night, and Saddler's Choice gone right up to join them on the outside. In fact, landed in the lead. Saddler's Choice from Crystal Spirit. Jimmy Frost getting out of trouble in the early stages. One More Night comes next. And then Upton Park. And making ground towards the outside is Highgate Mild. And it's Crystal Spirit, the leader now, from Saddler's Choice and Highgate Mild and One More Night and Upton Park. And then You're Well. Then comes Minaret's Girl and Tony Mullins on the outside of Peter Scudamore and Tyrone Bridge. But Crystal Spirit and Jimmy Frost making it from One More Night and Highgate Mild. In behind them, Saddler's Choice and Upton Park. Minaret's Girl going a little bit wide around this turn, coming up to join them towards the left of the picture as we see them, the Irish mare, Minaret's Girl, as they come to the third, and Crystal Spirit lands in the lead from One More Night, Upton Park. Then Highgate Mild and Minaret's Girl. In the centre, Saddler's Choice with Tyrone Bridge. And they're going a rattling good gallop in this Sun Alliance Novices Hurdle. These winners of 58 races between them. And as they come down towards the next flight, One More Night, this will be the fourth, One More Night, taking a fractional advantage from Crystal Spirit. Tyrone Bridge right up there on the outside. Then also Blazing Touch, very close to the lead with Upton Park, and then Minaret's Girl and You're Well, and then Estwing. and Crystal Spirit back in the lead again now from Tyrone Bridge. These two disputing it. One More Night is third, 4 Blazing Touch. 5 is Saddler's Choice, and 6 Upton Park on the outside. 7 is Minaret's Girl. Then creeping up on the inside, Mark Pitman on Egypt Mill Prince as they begin to swing left-handed. And Crystal Spirit and Tyrone Bridge making it as they begin the run downhill. Crystal Spirit and Tyrone Bridge from One More Night. Upton Park on the outside. Over the 5th, then comes Blazing Touch. Making good ground on the inside is Shadow Run. But Crystal Spirit, the leader, just from Tyrone Bridge. Minaret's Girl has gone up on the outside with Upton Park close, then One More Night. Egypt Mill Prince also just in behind the lead. But it's Tyrone Bridge and Crystal Spirit over the 6th. Minaret's Girl and Tony Mullins travelling well towards their outside with Upton Park close in behind them. Then Egypt Mill Prince and then One More Night. Blazing Touch losing a bit of ground, and Saddler's Choice not far behind the lead, but having lost ground. 4 from home there. Crystal Spirit landed in the lead from Upton Park. Egypt Mill Prince on the inside. Minaret's Girl and Tony Mullins travelling smoothly towards the outer. Go into 3rd now at the top of the hill. And it's Crystal Spirit, the leader, from Upton Park and Minaret's Girl. Then Egypt Mill Prince. Then comes One More Night. And Tyrone Bridge losing a little bit of ground now as they come down towards the 3rd last. Minaret's Girl coming to challenge for the lead from Upton Park in the centre. Crystal Spirit on the near side. Minaret's Girl lands in the lead from Crystal Spirit. Little between those two with Upton Park right on terms with them. Egypt Mill Prince comes next, then One More Night. They're racing now towards the 2nd last in the Sun Alliance, and it's the big 2. Minaret's Girl and Crystal Spirit as they come to it. Minaret's Girl for Allen on the far side. Crystal Spirit lands just in the lead on the near side in the sheepskin noseband, and now it's Jimmy Frost, the leader from Tony Mullins. Jimmy Frost, who of course won the champion on Morley Street, comes to the final flight now with a 2-length advantage. It's Crystal Spirit for England, Minaret's Girl for Ireland on the far side. Crystal Spirit's going to land in the lead. Crystal Spirit by a length and a half from Minaret's Girl, who doesn't jump it well. It's Crystal Spirit on the near side, Minaret's Girl over on the far side. The mare's fighting back, but Crystal Spirit's holding her at the moment as they race up towards the line. Crystal Spirit is going to win it as they race to the line. Crystal Spirit has won it. Minaret's Girl is 2nd, and Super Sense is 3rd with 4 South Harvest. And so the result of the Sun Alliance Novices Hurdle, first number 29, Crystal Spirit, owned by Mr. Paul Mellon, trained by Ian Balding, ridden by Jimmy Frost. 2nd was number 26, Minaret's Girl, owned by Mr. Tom McKeever and Mrs. Patrick Mullins, trained by Paddy Mullins and ridden by Tony Mullins. 3rd was number 21, Super Sense, owned by Miss Ann Hughes, trained by Josh Gifford, ridden by Declan Murphy. And 4th was number 19, South Harvest. And so Jimmy Frost wins another big one, goes to the head of the Ritz Club Charity Trophy as Crystal Spirit, judged the best turned out horse before the Sun Alliance, beats 28 rivals in it.
And what a right gallop it was from the off. You'd expect it because there were plenty of staying horses in this as they come down the hill. Minaret's Girl in the middle of the 3 there looked to be going as well as the eventual winner, but you can see they just slightly bumped there, and within a matter of strides as they hit this bend, the picture changes completely because this super big horse by Chris, a stayer on the flat, hardened campaigner, comes off that bend and the writing is on the wall. Look behind, you can see Egypt Mill Boy in the white colours. He's run a good race for a baby, and up the the rail, in the yellow colours, we got Super Sense from Josh Gifford's yard running on under Declan Murphy. Now, look where Jimmy Frost goes, whether that's by intention or whether he's just got his head down, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. The course isn't very wide here, and he soon gets the rail to take him all the way home. There was never any danger of defeat here, and remember, there were only 3 4-year-olds in the race, and this fellow was one of them. He came home a brave winner. The second horse, one of 2 mares in the race, Minaret's Girl, running an absolute super race. But don't forget about the third, Super Sense. What a future this one's got, because he's come from nowhere to finish third. There is our winner, Crystal Spirit, in the colours of Mr. Paul Mellon. So many good flat winners, including the Derby winner with Millreef, but winners give them as much pleasure wherever they are. Bred by Chris, well, he was bred to go faster speeds than this, but he's doing his job well now. Let's look at it from another angle as we see them coming up the hill, and unless you could see that winning post in the foreground to the left there, you wouldn't believe it was the last, would you? It's quite a different angle. And the 2 runners are separated by the width of the course, and you'd wonder where Jimmy Frost was going at that stage, but he has got his head down and he knows he's going to the rail. It always helps a horse home, as in fact it did Morley Street in the Champion Hurdle. But just take a look backwards and see how far these good horses are strung out. Most of them are winners, most of them classy winners, but there's a long, long way between Crystal Spirit and the last horse home. But it was a pretty clear-cut victory in the end. And there he is, Jimmy Frost.
4 lengths and 2 lengths, the distances, the starting price is as follows.
First, number 29, Crystal Spirit, 2-1 favourite. Second, number 26, Minaret's Girl, 4-1. And third, number 21, Super Sense, 40-4-0 to 1. A result for you, this one from the other meeting, Newton Abbott, the 2 o'clock, number 2, Rapaldo, 4-1. Second, number 6, One to Note, also 4-1. And third, number 10, Gestel, 33-1.
So a wry moment for those who backed this one at long odds for the Triumph Hurdle, the Daily Express Triumph, because he'd surely have taken a lot of beating in the 30-runner race tomorrow. Winner now of 4 of his 5 races. This son of Chris out of Crown Treasure by Graustark. Undoubtedly a very useful horse, and a useful mare too, the runner-up, no question about that. Minaret's Girl, she'd have been.
As you say, they're beautiful fences around here, Grade 1 track, and they've always seen the horses jump them very well. The Irish horses come over here and jump extremely well, considering most of the fences in Ireland are quite a bit smaller and softer, but when they get to Cheltenham, they usually put up a good jumping performance.
Actually, I see Ted Walsh behind me. He told me that at Punchestown they'd made the Cheltenham fences specifically for the Irish runners to get the hang of it before they came here. But of course, no Irish raiders in this particular race, although a lot of them bred over there. Blitzkrieg, of course, is in it, but I mean, apart from that, most of them bred over there. Strong Gale has got 2 representatives. Deep Run, Waterloo Boy, so they're well represented one way or another. Going around there, Nos Naguiha, the 101 shot, the right outsider. But let's have a look at Waterloo Boy, being regirthed there. He's by Deep Run out of Sapphire Red. David Nicholson, who's produced this fellow to win here twice over this distance. And the Duke loves to have winners at this course. It took him a while to get going, but he's certainly hammered them in since he did get started.
Lovely sort of horses, real trier, by Deep Run. Not the greatest stamp of steeple chaser. He's not a small horse by any means, but he's not a great, big, massive sort. He's a lovely type of horse, sweating a little bit in the paddock, but then who wouldn't be on a warm day like this?
Bill, the thing about not running for a long time and having corns in his feet and having them taken out and this sort of thing, how much effect will it have on a horse mentally?
He's sort of a horse like him who's a true professional, been here and done it before, knows the job inside out. I don't think it'll matter too much to him. And when you've got a trainer like David Nicholson, a 7-week layoff isn't the end of the world. He knows how to get a horse fit on the day. And this swimming that the horses do now is terrific for horses with a bit of a problem. It really does keep them on the move, keep them working well without putting them under any strain.
Golden Freeze very much on his toes, not in the picture at the moment. He's down looking at the fence on his own. Mark will be trying to stop him boiling over. He's a very excitable horse, Golden Freeze. And you can see that high head carriage. He's 33 to 1s from 40s. Remember, he was 50s not so long ago. So people looking, I suppose, for a value for money bet without the hot price favourite. And this horse on his best is good. Remember, his only run of 2 seasons ago was, in fact, a narrow defeat here in the Mackensen by Joint Sovereignty. But I'd say that it wouldn't take a great deal of money at these odds built all to the price.
No, there's quite a strong market though, but I think this horse probably is fancied today because he likes to run a very free sort of horse, and this race should suit him very well.
Yes, he takes a real grip at his the bridle here. Mark just getting his goggles down. He won't have much chance to take his hands off the race once they face the starter, but it looks as if they're coming in, so let's go with Peter.
This the 11th running of the Queen Mother Champion Chase, and the winners of 59 races race towards the first of the 12 fences. The grey Blitzkrieg on the right lands just in the lead. Blitzkrieg from Waterloo Boy and Young Snugfit. Golden Freeze just behind them. Blitzkrieg over that one from Waterloo Boy and Young Snugfit. Golden Freeze. No Snagiha on the outside. That's towards the left of the picture. Over on the far right behind Blitzkrieg is Catabatic. The A-Train just the back marker. Going a very fast gallop with Young Snugfit coming up to join Blitzkrieg as they come towards the third fence of the 12. Blitzkrieg on the far side, Young Snugfit, Nosnagiha, and Waterloo Boy next with Catabatic, Golden Freeze, and finally the A-Train. Racing uphill now, Tommy Carmody bidding for a third Queen Mother Champion Chase. In the lead on Blitzkrieg from Young Snugfit. Waterloo Boy third. Nosnagiha, Catabatic on the inside. Golden Freeze on the A-Train as they run downhill. Blitzkrieg from Young Snugfit. Waterloo Boy travelling smoothly on the inner. Nosnagiha on the outside. Catabatic making a little ground on the inside. Golden Freeze and the A-Train over the fifth. Blitzkrieg from Young Snugfit. Waterloo Boy. Catabatic and Nosnagiha, Golden Freeze, and the A-Train is making ground on the outside now as they come to the water. Blitzkrieg from Young Snugfit. Waterloo Boy is third. Then Nosnagiha on the outside of the A-Train. Catabatic on the inner, the first of the ditches now. Blitzkrieg, Young Snugfit, Waterloo Boy. As they come down to another plain one before the final ditch. Number 8 of the 12 fences. Blitzkrieg lands in the lead from Young Snugfit. Waterloo Boy on the outside of Catabatic. Then Nosnagiha, the A-Train, and Golden Freeze is a long way behind the remainder as they race towards the final ditch in the Queen Mother Champion Chase. 4 from home. Blitzkrieg the leader from Young Snugfit, Catabatic and Waterloo Boy. And Young Snugfit jumps almost upside the grey there with a beautiful jump, but Blitzkrieg going on again by about 2 from Young Snugfit, then Catabatic, and then Waterloo Boy poised on the outside. Little gap then to Nosnagiha and then the A-Train as they run downhill now towards the third last in the Queen Mother Champion Chase, and it's Blitzkrieg the leader from Young Snugfit. Waterloo Boy making ground all the time towards the outside, but Blitzkrieg still the leader as they jump the third last. Blitzkrieg, Young Snugfit, Waterloo Boy coming there very strongly now. Blitzkrieg is under pressure. Waterloo Boy goes to the front. Nosnagiha's not out of it, is motoring well towards the outside. Blitzkrieg drops right back to 5th place. Waterloo Boy and Young Snugfit together from Nosnagiha and Catabatic, racing round the home turn now in the Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother Champion Chase, and it's Waterloo Boy and Young Snugfit. Waterloo Boy trying to avenge last year's narrow defeat. Young Snugfit on the far side. Catabatic trying to come between horses and making progress too. Waterloo Boy's going to jump it from Catabatic. Waterloo Boy, Catabatic, Young Snugfit makes a mistake. Catabatic takes the advantage now from Waterloo Boy. Here's an upset. Catabatic going away from Waterloo Boy. Catabatic is going to win the Queen Mother Champion Chase. He's going to win it in great style too. Catabatic is the winner at the line. Second is Waterloo Boy. Third is Nosnagiha, and fourth Young Snugfit. 5 was Blitzkrieg, 6 the A-Train, 7 Golden Freeze, and so the result. First, number 3, Catabatic, owned by Pell Mell Partners, trained by Andrew Turnell, bred by Frank Lacey, ridden by Simon McNeil. Second was number 6, Waterloo Boy, owned by Mr. Michael Dealey, trained by David Nicholson, and ridden by Richard Dunwoody. And officially, it's a photo for third between Nosnagiha, who's probably just beaten Young Snugfit for the minor honours. And I say minor, but they carry a £9,991 prize, with fourth getting $3,823. But the winner, Catabatic.
What a fast pace right from the off, and as they come to 2 out down the hill, 4 in a line there with just Blitzkrieg dropping off them. Look from right to left, we've got Catabatic, Young Snugfit, Waterloo Boy just up sides, then Catabatic, then Nosnaguia, the 100-to-1 shot who ran last night at 5:15. But as they come off this bend, you can see that Catabatic is sitting fairly pretty there, just hands and heels, although from this shot you can see that Young Snugfit is absolutely cantering. But Simon McNeil went to go up Jamie Osborne's inner there on Catabatic, then decided no, too dangerous, let's go between them. Sees a good one, gets in nicely out of that. All 3 of them jumping okay, no excuses. Nosnaguia running a good race in 4, but up the hill, it's over, isn't it? Simon McNeil pushing Catabatic out. He won the Grand Annual 12 months ago. It is his track, left-handed. He loves to go. He's so much better off. But even so, a big turnaround with Waterloo Boy from Haydock Park, which is also left-handed. There was 2 stones, but all but 4 pounds between them. Coming back, it's a desperate affair there, you see, between Nosnaguia and Young Snugfit. I wouldn't like to split them. But here is Catabatic, Simon McNeil's biggest winner by a very, very long way. And well done to Andy Turnell and Pell Mell Partners. They've been looking for this one. He is their best horse, and he's come proud at the right time. We can see it from a different angle very shortly. Just see Catabatic as he goes past us. He's by Strong Gale, stands at the Rathbarry stud, Liam Cashman stud down in the south of Ireland. Let's have a look at it from a different angle again. Here, Simon McNeil getting the gap between Woody on the outside on Waterloo Boy and Jamie Osborne, Young Snugfit on the inner. But at this point, he's come through to go best. All 3 jump well there, just a bit of a nod and a screw from Young Snugfit, but his 40 is not staying, is it? He did exactly the same thing in the Arkle last year as the 2 principals go away. In fact, there's only 1 principal, isn't there?
Talkabout didn't jump off last time, and he's not going to this time. He's staying there, Talkabout. Only 28 left, and I'm Innocent is one of the first to show from Father Time over on the far side. I'm confident, I should say, I'm confident. Father Time, Royal Astronaut, and Tarkovsky right up with him with the bandages, and towards the near side, Eastern Oats. Over on the far side, it's Father Time, who's just the leader from I'm Confident for Ireland. Eastern Oats then on the outside. Just in behind them, Tarkovsky. And then the top weight, Randolph Place. On the inside of Randolph Place is Banker's Gossip. Eastern Oats going up on the Oasis, rather, going up on the outside. Eastern Oasis, Father Time, and I'm Confident. These 3 disputing it now, with Tarkovsky just in behind them, and then comes Flying Dancer towards the outside. More Fool You is one of the back markers at the moment, and so is Rogers Princess. And it's Eastern Oasis on the near side of Flying Dancer on the far side. I'm Confident for Ireland. And then Father Time on the inside, Tarkovsky, then Randolph Place. Seema's quite prominent too, as they jump the 3rd. And all safely over it. Father Time on the outside of Eastern Oasis. Then I'm Confident. As they come towards the fourth. Flying Dancer, Eastern Oasis. Father Time, I'm Confident. Randolph Place towards the outside. Seema towards the inner. Then not far off the lead is Mosgara. Great Sailing on the inside is not far off the lead either. But it's Eastern Oasis and Flying Dancer as they run downhill. From Father Time on the inside, I'm Innocent, then Tarkovsky, then Randolph Place making good ground. Young Bavar over on the far side. Over the fifth, Eastern Oasis, Flying Dancer, Father Time. Then I'm Confident. Behind them comes Seema. Over the sixth, Eastern Oasis, Father Time, Flying Dancer. These three as they race towards the seventh of the 13 flights, with Mosgara making quite good ground behind the lead too. But Eastern Oasis in the center, Father Time over on the far side. On the near side is Flying Dancer, beginning to swing left and go out into the country. Eastern Oasis, Father Time, Flying Dancer. Randolph Place holding his position. Great Sailing still well there on the inside. One of the back markers at the moment is Westway. Knockanore is also in arrears at the moment, and Rogers Princess. But it's Father Time on the inside of Mosgara and Eastern Oasis, and I'm Confident. Mushtag on the outside, and on the near side, Great Sailing. They've got 5 left to jump now in this Coral Golden Hurdle final. Mosgara just about the leader now from Father Time on the inside. Mushtag next, then Eastern Oasis. Holy Joe is making very good progress as they jump the 9th. And tailed off last is Westway. Catch the Cross is making good progress, but it's still Mosgara the leader. From Mushtag now in second, Eastern Oasis, and Randolph Place towards the outside. Father Time fighting his way back on the inside. Catch the Cross still going well in behind the lead, but still Mosgara the leader with 3 left to jump. Mushtag, Randolph Place still making steady progress. The top weight, then Catch the Cross towards the outside, and Stupid Cupid trying to get into it too. Mosgara on the inside, Stupid Cupid towards the outer. A mistake there by Mosgara, and Stupid Cupid has taken it up now. It's Stupid Cupid from Mushtag. Then comes Catch the Cross. Danny Connors is making very good progress. Rogers Princess is a faller. Randolph Place and Stupid Cupid from Danny Connors. Then just in behind them, Mushtag as they race now towards the final flight. King's Rank is improving towards the near side as they race towards the last. It's Randolph Place in the center, Danny Connors and King's Rank, and Stupid Cupid over on the far side. King's Rank has taken it up now. Danny Connors finishing well. Randolph Place on the far side. Danny Connors and King's Rank as they race up towards the line. Danny Connors has gone to the front. It's going to be one for John Joe O'Neill. Danny Connors has won it with second King's Rank and third Randolph Place and 4 Holy Joe. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4 with Danny Connors putting in a storming run in the closing stages to make amends to J.P. McManus for the defeat of Blitzkrieg earlier and the result of the Coral Golden Hurdle final. First, number 4, Danny Connors, owned by Mr. J.P. McManus, trained by John Joe O'Neill and ridden by Mark Dwyer. And officially it's a photo for second place, a photo between number 20, King's Rank, and number 1, Randolph Place, with Holy Joe, trained by the great Coral Golden Hurdle specialist Jim Wilson, who won it 3 times as a rider and once previous as a trainer, 4th. But this is the winner, Danny Connors. Here's how he won it.
There had naturally been a stack of horses in with a chance. Look for the winner now on the left of your picture. He's 2 from the left with the white hat. Danny Connors being bought there by Mark Dwyer with a beautifully timed run. Oof, one of the horses hit the hurdle out of the ground there. I missed that on the inside. But as they came round the last bend, it's Stupid Cupid from Josh Gifford's yard, marginally in front. But then we've got Randolph Place from Gordon Richards' yard taking it up. He's there with Neil Doughty on board. On the inside in the yellow, or outside in the yellow, King's Rank coming there, one of Martin Pipe's 3 runners, young David Richmond riding him, and came up marginally in front there. But as they come to the final big thrust up this hill here, you can see that the powerful Randolph Place just in front. But the moment Mark Dwyer gets to work on Danny Connors, he comes away. Remember, he had a terrific win in this a few years ago and Forgive and Forget before that one went on to victory in the Gold Cup. But here, Danny Connors coming home for John Joe. It will be a very popular win indeed. And J.P. McManus, who you saw earlier talking to Peter before Blitzkrieg's race, will have got back whatever he lost in that one. Fine win there for John Joe O'Neill and Mark Dwyer.
A photo for second with King's Rank probably just having outpointed the game top weight Randolph Place. But this, a 4th success in 10 runs for Danny Connors by Furry Glen out of Steady Lady. A 3rd National Hunt Festival winner for his owner, J.P. McManus. And here comes the outcome of the photo. Second is number 20, King's Rank. And 3rd, number 1, Randolph Place. And 4th, number 17, Holy Joe. So Mark Dwyer coming to the final flight here between Randolph Place and King's Rank. He certainly had it to do here, and this horse has run on immensely gamely. Over on the far right there is Stupid Cupid, who took it up momentarily. But Danny Connors comes home really strongly to become John Joe's 25th winner of the season. He's officially a 4-length winner with a neck separating second and third. And there's Mark on his 66th winner of the 1991 season. Consolation to him for an unexpectedly disappointing run by Sibyllin in the Smurfit Champion Hurdle. A great run by Uncle Ernie in the Waterford Castle Arkle, but just not good enough for a cracking good opponent in Remittance Man. 2 good young horses those, though, make no mistake. And there is a steward's inquiry. There is a steward's inquiry. I think it's improbable that the winner will be affected, but that's only a personal view. Nothing occurred from the last bend that was determinable from the stands, and I wouldn't think that I'd be surprised if the first 3 were frankly in any way affected. Well, to the Irish, a success for John Joe O'Neill, Mark Dwyer and J.P. McManus. is an Irish triumph, although John Joe, of course, trains in Cumbria. A pat from John Joe. And JP there talking with Mark Dwyer. John Joe insisted that his horse couldn't be left out today. He'd have to have a squeak. What a great season he's having. Many of you remember those great moments after his victory in the Gold Cup on Dawn Run, still the only performer to have won a champion hurdle and the Gold Cup. Here now, the starting prices on this 18th running of the Coral Golden Hurdle Final.
First, number 4, Danny Connors, 9-1. Second, number 20, King's Rank, 33-1. Third, number 1, Randolph Place, 25-1. And fourth, number 17, Holy Joe, 11-1. Result there from Newton Abbot, the 235 this one. First, number 7, Evening Rain, 16-1. Second, number 3, Military Band, 4-1, and only 2 finished. The 3-10 at Newton Abbot, first number 17, Sedgewell Orchid, 20-1. Second, number 18, Rath Michael, 25-1. And third, number 9, Acro Line, 9-1.
We'll keep you in touch with the Steward's Inquiry. We're pretty confident that it doesn't concern Danny Connors. What a popular win that's been for John Joe O'Neill. A great cheer has gone up. In fact, it's been one of those days when the nice guys have ended up in the winner's enclosure. No more popular man than Andy Turnell. And in the first race, Ian Balding, his success gave him probably as much pleasure as almost anything he's achieved. After the race, he spoke to Jonathan Powell.
That was a really imposing performance by Crystal Spirit. Want me to identify it again? No, that's right. Ian, that was a really imposing performance by Crystal Spirit. The sky must be the limit with him.
Oh, thank you, Jonathan. Yes, he's a smashing horse. I mean, he stays well, he jumps beautifully, and I think, as you say, the sky is the limit.
Very big horse. I mean, how soon will you think you'll be running him over fences?
Well, you know, he's had 4 hurdle races now. It's just possible, I suppose, that he might run at Aintree. And I guess we probably ought to run him over hurdles again next year before he goes chasing. But, you know, one would have to hope that he is a Cheltenham Gold Cup horse in the making.
He runs in the colours of Mr. Paul Mellon and was bred by him, of course. You're one of your most loyal owners over the years and one of your most successful with Group 1 winners all over the place in Europe and around the world. Was the plan for him to be, when he was bred, and you hoped that he might be a top-class horse on the flat?
Well, yes, of course. I mean, he's by Chris, and he's a half-brother to Glint of Gold and Diamond Shoal. So he was bred to win in the Derby. But in the middle of his 2-year-old season, I had to tell Mr. Mellon that unless we gelded him, he wasn't going to win a race at all. His mind just wasn't on the job. So he didn't run at all as a 2-year-old.
He is the horse in the dark colours with the triple diamond walking away from us. That's What's the Crack. Jerry Wright's colours these are, and Henrietta Knight trains. Hen, who's had quite a quiet Cheltenham, hasn't been represented by much. Johnny Will ran in the first race of the meeting, but she doesn't run them just for the fun, and even though she's got a lot of owners who like to have guests and house guests, big parties for this meeting, she wouldn't run them unless they were in with a chance. And What's the Crack does have a chance. He's a nice horse. Bruce Dowling takes the ride here. Well, this fellow has been most consistent, although has been second for his last 4 outings. He did win first time out, but he was second to Bragada at Kempton, and that puts him in with a little bit of a squeak. 3 in the green colours, or mainly green, or they're meant to be green with a yellow sash. But anyway, these are the colours on Conrad Dwyer carries on the Paddy Mullins trains Clough Taney. Now, this animal loves it, the wetter the better. But it's not that wet today. 14s from 12s. We've seen this one in action. In fact, it was running very well last time before hitting the deck. But I do like Clough Taney. Was a useful hurdler, but when hitting the deck the last twice, that doesn't augur very well for jumping round Cheltenham, does it? 5, lovely big horse, Coruscate. This was produced in Ireland by Paddy Mullins, Mr. Jim Joel's colours on board today. Josh Gifford trains and Declan Murphy rides. 33-1 the shot. And Coruscate was a winning point-to-pointer and hurdler in Ireland before he came on. Now, he beat Chancery Buck at Sandown over this trip in November, but since then has been a little bit disappointing, it must be said. He's got some ability. Will it be today? Coruscate just going past there as we see a show. Rolling Ball 100-30, Sparkling Flame is 4s. Formula 1 has drifted a point, as has Fifth Amendment. They're both at 9s, and Laura's Bow has drifted all the way out to 9s from 7s. 14-1, the Irish horse Mouse Morris. Rawhide's gone from 10s to 14s. Same price, Esher Ness and Clough Taney. 4 we can see is Complete Optimist, good name for a horse, isn't it? Richard Lee trains this one for Brian Lewis. Brian, who's had quite a few winners since he owned horses, but not for a little while, although Complete Optimist, who missed the whole of last season, did actually come out and won at Leicester, though he was very fortunate because Devil's Valley was trotting up at Leicester when falling. But although the Lees did say that this horse was short then and would come on for the run, and Devil's Valley ran a blinder here in the Arkle. 6 we're looking at now in the yellow and green check colours is Esher Ness, the second of the 2 Pitman runners, Patrick Bancroft's colours, and this one came good last time out. Michael Bowlby rides. Well, Jenny Pitman said, don't write this one off. If you fancy Fifth Amendment, you've got to give Esher Ness a chance. He'll stay. Great big chasing type, great honest head on him, hasn't he? And he jumps for fun. He won't be far away, but that applies to so many, although jumping is the name of the game. 21 going through was Win a Buck, but there standing still is Give Us a Buck, David Ellsworth's animal here with the red hat and those blue and white diamond colours. Well, Paul Holly rides, and Give Us a Buck has been taking a while to find the form that we actually know that he's got. He's got those very familiar David Ellsworth blinkers on. He's got his initials on them, so nobody can pinch them out of the weighing room because things do tend to take a bit of a drift. Now, this one was 7.5 lengths third to Leighton Talent at Newbury last time out, which isn't bad form. But as I say, it's taken him a while to actually get back to the form we know he's capable of. Never rule out an Ellsworth horse, can we? General Highway in the blue and yellow colours there with a green hat coming round to meet us. This one could be fancied on some of his runs. He's by General Ironside and runs for John Chugg, who, of course, was so disappointing not to be able to bring Master Raj here for the Champion 2 mile. Rolling Ball, well, he's 7-2 now, was 100-30. The same price, joint favourites. We've got Sparkling Flame, and then it's a long way, isn't it, to 3 on 9-1, Formula 1, Fifth Amendment, and Laura's Bow, 14-1, bar this quintet. They're coming in, so let's go with Peter.
Yes, they're under orders. The 20 runners, 19 fences to be jumped this time. Oh, and Terry Joe's rider on the ship there, Mark Hode. He's held on to his partner all right. And they'll surely soon be reunited. Waiting for his father here. Kilbannon has his back to the tape at the moment.
Hang on, Johnny. Hang on, we're checking the
Several appeals because Coruscate's rider is not too certain whether Declan Murphy, whether his horse didn't catch a glancing blow there, but he's all right. He seems trotting him up. Seems to be okay.
I can't see that horse where he is.
Rider's told to get back off the tape.
I can't see him.
Hard for 20 of them to get in line here for this 3-mile chase, for the jump off.
Right, we all right? Come on!
That's it, that away. Rolling Ball breaks well over on the far side as they come to the first. Rolling Ball lands in the lead, and they're all safely over the first. Rolling Ball going on from General Highway, and on the inside Southerly Buster, and Rolling Ball setting a real good pace here. She jumps this one. Formula One goes up to jump its second. Southerly Buster on the inside. Coruscate was a trailer there, and Winnerbuck lost a bit of ground at it. Rolling Ball is the leader as they run downhill towards the next from Southerly Buster and Formula One. General Highway comes next as they jump the third. And they're all safely over that. Coruscate, one of the back markers. Running down now to the water. Rolling Ball lands clear in the lead from Formula One and Southerly Buster. And they're all safely over the water. Now coming to the first of the ditches. Rolling Ball jumps it very boldly, well clear. Coming to the next, and Rolling Ball clear as they swing left-handed from Formula One and Southerly Buster. Behind them come What's the Crack, then General Highway, and Kilbannon over the second ditch. Rolling Ball jumps it absolutely impeccably. So Rolling Ball at the top of the hill, by about 5 lengths now from Southerly Buster and Formula One. Behind Formula One is What's the Crack, and behind What's the Crack is General Highway. And Mayoran is the only faller so far. Rolling Ball about 6 to 8 lengths clear as he comes to the 8th. Rolling Ball jumps it well clear of Formula One, Southerly Buster, What's the Crack and General Highway. Then comes Complete Optimist. Rolling Ball. Oh, he's nearly gone. He very nearly went at that one. It was a fine recovery, that. Taking a bit of the stuffing out of him. A beautiful recovery by Peter Scudamore there. On Rolling Ball, still the leader, but by not so far now. From Southerly Buster and Formula One, he's been hanging right all the time, and he's coming over to the stand side of this fence, but he jumps that with plenty to spare. It's Rolling Ball as they go out into the country on their final circuit. General Highway is a faller. What's the Crack is second. Southerly Buster is third, and 4 Formula One. 5 is Kilbannon. 6 is Complete Optimist on the outside. Behind Complete Optimist is Rawhide, who's made good progress. Waterbuck and Eshenes come next. Clocktaney's just behind them. The back marker now is Bolshoi Boy, and it's Rolling Ball. And Sparkling Flame is a faller as well. Rolling Ball, the leader, as they come down to this one. Jump that clear again, and Waterbuck has gone at that one. Give Us a Buck, rather, has fallen at that. So the field thinning as they come down to the water. Rolling Ball, the leader. What's the Crack? They're going well in second now. Then Eshenes on the inside. Clocktaney's losing touch over that ditch. Rolling Ball, the leader. And there, Kilbannon is a faller. And it looks as though Complete Optimist has gone at that one as well. What's the Crack coming now to try and get on terms with Rolling Ball, with Eshenes on the inside. Then Rawhide for Ireland on the outside of Formula One. The final ditch, Rolling Ball. 4 from home, lands in the lead, about 3 clear of Eshenes in second. What's the Crack is third and close. Rawhide's getting nearer all the time in fourth. Then Formula One, and then Laura's Bow. Southerly Buster's been pulled up, and Coruscate's been pulled up as well. And it's Rolling Ball, the leader. Rolling Ball from What's the Crack, S&S and Rawhide. As they come down to the neck, still hanging out to the right, but jumps that well. Rolling Ball from What's the Crack, S&S and Rawhide still getting closer. Rolling Ball coming to the second last fence now in the Sun Alliance Chase, about 3 clear. Rolling Ball from What's the Crack, Rawhide still improving as they race round the home turn. And Peter Scudamore, the champion jockey, bidding for his first triumph of the meeting, about 4 lengths clear on Rolling Ball. From What's the Crack and Rawhide and S&S as they come to the final fence now. Rolling Ball has got a 3-length advantage at least. Rolling Ball lands in the lead, clear of What's the Crack and Rawhide and S&S, and racing into the closing stages. Rolling Ball shifting over to the stand side and weakening as What's the Crack challenges, and S&S puts in a challenge over on the far side. It's just Rolling Ball as they come to the line. Rolling Ball has won it. It's a photo of a second between S&S and What's the Crack, with Rawhide 4 and 5 Laura's Bow, 6 and 7 of Formula 1 and Bonsai Bud, and they are in fact the only finishers. The result: first, number 16, Rolling Ball, owned by Mrs. H.J. Clark, trained by Martin Pipe, ridden by Peter Scudamore, and it's a photo for second between S&S, number 6, and number 20, What's the Crack, with Rawhide 4th.
Yes, as they came to this fence, Peter Scudamore must have been sitting tight. This was the fence first time round that he made a right haulix on, but here jumped it well. I tell you, few jockeys would have stayed with this horse on the first circuit, but Skew had got them at it. He made a fast pace from the off. The horse just guessed a little bit. He's either brilliant or guessing, but here you can see Skew is now nursing, because he's going to make the rest get to him. We've got Henrietta Knight's horse, What's the Crack, who'd always been up chasing, still hanging on in second place there. Rawhide from Ireland, from Mouse Morris Yard in the blinkers, and then S&S putting in a renewed challenge. He'd always been up there. Now just watch as Skew knows he's got it sewn up. He doesn't go for a big one. He pulls him back and lets him pop safely out over that. No good going for medals. What's the Crack put in a big jump there, but it's only going to be between these followers for the minor honours, because the winner here goes to the front, but as Skew gets hold of him, just starts to hang across a little bit, and then he pushes him out hands and heels. Eschenetz puts in a spirited finish up the hill to try and get second place off What's the Crack, and as they go to the line, the winner is clear for Martin Pipe, and it looks to me as if Eschenetz may have got up to be second. Now here is the winner, Rolling Ball.
Handicap, he's £10 wrong and has a penalty as well, or I should say has gone up since his last win, but he is in good heart and he stays well and acts in the mud.
Ridden by the New Zealand amateur Dennis Gray, who comes over here almost every year these days for a long riding holiday with Stan Mellor, and as we've seen many, many times, Dennis is fully able to take care of himself.
There's Jenny Pitman's runner, team challenge, the mount of Michael Bowlby. Michael will be glad to have ridden a winner for Jenny earlier on, File Concord. If you're wondering why the applause is, it's because himself, Red Rum, is going back to his stable. Reluctantly, one thinks.
Yeah, I think he prefers the racecourse to the supermarket.
Team challenge anyway has been running extremely well. He was 6th when Bonanza Boy was 2nd to Twin Oaks at Haydock last time, and there's no obvious reason on form why he should win this. But like Rubika, if anything goes wrong with Bonanza Boy or Four Tricks, Team Challenge stays really well, jumps well, and acts in the mud.
Bonanza Boy 7-4. The officers are trying to shorten it up. Coral keep backing it, but it bounces back with the bookmaker 7-4. Many though are going 13-8. It's 9-2 bar the 2. That's Four Tricks and Rubika, and 7-1 bar the 3. Team Challenge out to 7-1, and the most significantly backed horse on the course is now the Irish Challenger Newtown Gazette, from 14-1 to half those odds. 7-1 is now the price against Newtown Gazette, but there has been support for Hot Plate. One punter says that Hot Plate's going to have them cooked. So Hot Plate is an 8-to-1 chance. It's then 20-to-1 bar those. But the crowd's applause for Red Rum going down and coming back. The sporting public, they love Rummy.
Now, there's an Irish challenger here, and this is she. James Jones rides Newtown Gazette, an 8-year-old mare by Proverb, who is definitely an influence for stamina, and there's no doubt about Newtown Gazette's stamina, nor about her preference for the soft ground. In fact, we believe that Ted Walsh, when he declared her for this race, thought that Bonanza Boy was not running. Well, unfortunately for him, he is, and Newtown Gazette gave the others a bit of a start, but there they are, Graham, 4 miles, all yours.
Thank you, John. They've got 3 circuits of the course to complete. They have 8 fences per circuit, and as they head away towards the first, now here's an interesting, Bonanza Boy's up there early. And Bonanza Boy with Sam Fenn and Team Challenge and Withy Bank and Hot Plate are the leading 5, followed by Comra Panickety, and up on the outside of the pack is Newtown Gazette. Sam Fenn is one of the back markers as they head towards the first fence, and it's Bonanza Boy passed by, in fact, by Sam Fenn, and 4 Tricks is one of the back markers. Sam Fenn the leader then, having jumped 1 from Bonanza Boy and Hot Plate and Team Challenge and Withy Bank and Comra, and Newtown Gazette and Knock Hill, and 4 Tricks and Rebecca and Panickety as they take the water for the first time. And they're all over the second, but they've still got another 22 fences to jump. 4 on each stretch of the track, and so they're heading away into the country for the first time, with Sam Fenn and the blue blinkered Team Challenge sharing it as they go into the third, and Team Challenge took it up there from Sam Fenn in second, and then Hot Plate wide of Bonanza Boy, and then Withy Bank followed by Comra and Knock Hill and Panickety and Rebecca and 4 Tricks. And they head away to the last on the far side, which is 4th. It's a plain fence at the highest point on the track now, and it's a Team Challenge leading. Sam Fenn, Bonanza Boy in the star jacket on the right, the Irish runners on the extreme left in about 4th or 5th place, and Panickety is the back marker, a long way out of the handicap, Panickety, but never mind, taking part. If you're not in the race, you can't win. And it's Team Challenge leading by a couple of lengths to Sam Fenn, and then showing third just is Hot Plate, twice course winner over 3¼ miles, and trained by Ginger McCain, ridden by Richard Dunwoody. Sorted that problem of jockeys out for you. Comrades ridden by Michael Fitzgerald, and Panickety by Wally Irvin. So they head for home for the first time down to the 5th, and it's Team Challenge leading from Sam Fenn on the outside, and Bonanza Boy holds in quite a good close position for him in this race at this stage, but they come down towards the next fence. This is the 6th, and this is the ditch, and as they come through it, it's on the inside Team Challenge and Sam Fenn and Newtown Gazette and Withy Bank, and behind these is Bonanza Boy, who's the 15-to-8 favourite. 4 Tricks is 5-to-1 the grey. Rebecca at 5-to-1 is towards the left of the picture, and Newtown Gazette is lower 7s on the extreme left as they take the 7th fence, at which Comra made a slight mistake, and Panickety, I'm afraid, is just finding the pace a bit hot. Come to the 8th then, at the end of their first circuit, and it's on the inside Team Challenge. Team Challenge the leader from Sam Fenn. Oh dear, the Irish mare made a mistake there, Newtown Gazette. The order then as they pass us is the Team Challenge bowling along in front from Sam Fenn showing second. A gap of some 3 lengths then to Newtown Gazette and Withy Bank, and Hot Plate a length back to Bonanza Boy, just losing a place a little bit, but he's certainly close enough for him at this stage. 4 Tricks going with him, and then Rebecca and Knock Hill and Comra, and Panickety is starting to tail off after 1 lap, and if he doesn't get a move on, he might indeed be lapped. They race down the back straight then and towards fence number 9, and they've gone 1.5 miles, just 2.5 more to go, with Team Challenge leading, jumping boldly from Sam Fenn and Hot Plate, and the Irish have lost their money because number 7 Newtown Gazette has gone. Newtown Gazette and young James Jones party company at that fence. The mare's galloping away okay, and it's Team Challenge who leads. Team Challenge, just a little bit of a short one there from Sam Fenn in second, and the jockey's on his feet. Behind these, Hot Plate in the white jacket swinging along under Richard Dunwoody. Bonanza Boys certainly close enough, and 4 Tricks is close, and Withy Bank at the top of the picture in the pink cap is mid-division, and Rebecca's bang there, and they come into the wings of the next fence, and it's Team Challenge who takes it, jumping boldly from the front from Sam Fenn in second, and Hot Plate and Withy Bank wide of Bonanza Boy and 4 Tricks, and Rebecca and the old man of the party, Knock Hill, has got two behind him. One of those is Comra and the other is Pernickety, who's continuing. You never know, there could be some problems. The Dickens have a long way to go. They come to the 12th fence and it's Team Challenge who leads at the 12th. Team Challenge jumping well from fence to fence. Comra, the black colour, just a slight nod on landing, and coming to the picture was Pernickety, but she tailed off. Team Challenge the leader then as they turn into the home straight and come down towards the point, which is just 2 miles from home. So they're halfway in the Ansor National, and it's Team Challenge leading. From Sam Fenn in second, and Hot Plate runs the rail in the white jacket showing third, and then Withy Bank wide in the pink cap, with the grey Four Tricks and Bonanza Boy and Knockhill and Rubika on the extreme left, and Comra the back marker, and they come down towards fence number 13 and Team Challenge. He's the leader. And they're all jumping like experienced handicappers in soft ground, which is economically and good. They only have one open ditch to jump here at Utoxedo, and this fence they're coming to is it. It's the 14th in the race, and Team Challenge takes it safely. And how well these experienced handicappers are taking the ground and the fences compared with those novices earlier on. And they come down towards the 15th, and it's Team Challenge who leads. Team Challenge from the Pitman yard, banging form, Gold Cup winner under their belts already. Oh, he just fiddled it a little bit. He got away with it though, Team Challenge, and Sam Fenn's in second. And they race up towards what will be the last next time round. And it's Team Challenge with Sam Fenn on the outside. Team Challenge, and Sam Fenn reached for it, got away with it. The order then as they pass into the circuit to go, not more than 10 lengths between first and the last of the main group, and it's Team Challenge from Sam Fenn and Bonanza Boy and Hot Plate and wide with Bank, and then Four Tricks close enough if good enough, followed then by Knockhill. Rubika's being niggled along, Comra's behind them, and Pernickety is going to be pulled up, but completed 2 circuits of the Ansor National, and well done for them. And Withy Bank gets a reminder, but Jim and John, Team Challenge, is raising his game as they head down the back straight, 8 to jump.
In all probability, Graham, he'll need to raise his game because Peter Scudamore said that he thought Bonanza Boy had a great chance if he was in the mood. Everything we've seen so far suggests that he's not only in the mood, he's feeling positively above himself, because he's been, touch wood, he's been jumping beautifully from the beginning. He's kept a much closer place than usual, and just at the moment, Jim, 15 to 8 would look an awfully good price.
Yes, there's still 5 fences to go, but you'd think that'd suit him. I think you've hit the nail on the head, John. He's enjoying himself. Team Challenge has run a cracker. There's still all to play for, and Four Tricks is not without it either.
But Sam Fenn is out of it. He's been pulled up after a mistake, and Bonanza Boy a little bit slower there, and Four Tricks is joining him, and it's still Team Challenge the leader. They've still got 5 more fences to jump. Comra's tailing off, and it's Team Challenge in the lead. Four Tricks and Bonanza Boy getting closer, and Rubika's staying on from the back. He's starting to get into gear. Hot Plate's back in 5th, and the old boy Knockhill isn't disgraced at all. This is the last on the far side, 5 out, and Bonanza Boy shares it there with Team Challenge. And Four Tricks now ridden along, looking a bit one pace, but we know he can finish. He did so at Ayr last time. Could be a race short though, and it's Bonanza Boy and Peter Scudamore, 90 winners already this season, heading for home. If this horse wins, he'll take Martin Pipe past his win prize money record of last year, and it's Bonanza Boy by 3 to 4 lengths to Team Challenge in second, and Four Tricks is third. And this Ansor National now looks as if it's going to go to the favourite, because it's got 4 to jump. And it's Bonanza Boy with his ears pricked under Peter Scudamore, 5 clear of Team Challenge, and he's taken that one well. Team Challenge in second, Four Tricks tied in third, going to be pressed for a place by Rubika in the white sleeve jacket and Dennis Gray. Then Hot Plate and Knockhill, and behind that one is Comra, but concentrate on the leader, that's Bonanza Boy. That's the jolly favourite. This is a jolly open ditch, and jolly well did he jump it from Team Challenge in second, and Rubika is third, and they've got 2 to jump, and Four Tricks is a tired horse. He'll be better for this race. Looking back, Withy Bank has been pulled up. They've got 1 to jump, and it's from the front, Bonanza Boy the leader. From Rubika is getting closer. Bonanza Boy clear, having jumped the second last in the Ansor National. Rubika's in second. Team Challenge, the long time leader, weakens in third. They've got 1 to jump, and it's Bonanza Boy who has it, clear by 10 to 12. Just this 1 fence to jump. It's the 24th and final fence, and he is spring-heeled at it. This horse is carrying 11 stone 10. This is very testing ground. This is the champion jockey in in a champion training performance. Bonanza Boy is back, Peter Scudamore, and Bonanza Boy and Martin Pipe land the Ansor National from Rubika in second, and coming down to third place will be Four Tricks, because there is no justice in this world as Team Challenge unseated his rider at the last, allowing Hot Plate to come through and take fourth place prize money. There's prize money for fifth and sixth, and would you believe it, on the line horse number 10, Comra, got up to finish fifth, and trotting past, supposed to collect sixth place prize money, is the old boy Knockhill. There's our winner, number 1, Bonanza Boy. There is